I think we have liftoff. Yes. Hi, I'm Brenda Jean, Power Medicine Woman, and I am from Medicine Woman Solution, and I am so happy to be here tonight. And now, as we just wait for other people to come into the room, it has been a great day. And just about 50 minutes ago, I was like, oh, I'm going live. I completely had forgotten. I think we have liftoff. Okay, mute that, Amy. Yes. Okay, so we're having repeat sounds, so hold on while I mute Amy. And now as we just wait for the people to come into the room. It has been a great day. Holy crap, we had to look at this. And why is that happening, Amy? 15 minutes ago, I was like, oh, I'm going live.
I don't know. It's you, because I have my computer completely muted. I don't know. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so I think I found out what the duplicate sound is. Now, what I find interesting is that we do have Zoom going, but it's not through Facebook. It is through YouTube. And what does that even mean? Well, this is the first time I've done it through YouTube. And so it does two things at once. And I don't want to watch the delay moment, so I don't know how well because if I shut that, it will actually close it down. All right, hopefully not too many things are running. We'll see what happens. Okay. And we have it so that we can hear Amy. If you want to see what Amy looks like, because she's got a brand new hairstyle and brand new colored walls, you have to go and visit YouTube. But other than that, we're doing good. So 10 minutes before 9, or before I had to come live, it was Amy texted me, hey, are we going live? What? Now I'm all covered up in my pajamas, ready to just end the night. No, I had to hurry up and get ready. So I have to say, Spirit did pretty good throwing this together as fast as it did. Okay, so the title of what my thing says is Qloa. I guess I'm finally ready to talk about it. What do you mean talk about it? Well, the quantum law of attraction. Pretty much you all know what quantum or law of attraction is, and it is. It's very important to understand like attracts like. Oh, we're glowing beautifully. Thank you. And when like attracts like, it is like you sow what you reap what you sow. When you are doing your best to be, you want to call it, you overcome. You got all your health and you overcome and you do really good at praying. You do really good at positive self-talk. I'm going to give myself affirmations every day. I'm going to really focus my GPS on this. And that's the guiding post syndrome. Sorry, that noise just triggered me into not thinking. Okay. But it's a system. It's how you can get to where you want to go. Now, here's the thing, though. If your GPS is set, but you keep going into the negative thinking, or you're going to high beta, or worry is part of your behavior manner, you have to decide if that's what's happened to you and you can't seem to get it under control. What would you do? Amy, what would you do? How would you learn how to take control of that ego mindset.
Grab a tool.
Grab a tool. Why? What's good as a tool, Amy?
Tools help you to get the chemical peptides under control, get the emotions under control so that you aren't overthinking, running on a hamster wheel with your thoughts.
Good. And a hamster wheel is when you overthink. It is when you run there, when you run to the end of your timeline. What does running to the end of your timeline mean, Amy?
It means that you supposedly have run out of options. You can't think your way out of a paper bag, basically.
When you overthink. It's when you run there, when you run to your end of your timeline. How does that happen again? Was that you this time?
That was the iPad, yes. Sorry.
So running to the end of your timeline is this. It is how your brain predicts. Your brain is in a dark skull, and you're the one that has to program it. You're the one that has to decide how you look at life. It doesn't help from conception up to the age of 7 that you're downloading I'd say apps. You're downloading programs. This is what your family does. This is what your church does. This is what society does. This is what the church, school does. This is what your government does. This is what your religion, your race, your creed, your color, whatever you want to say. These are like set things. These are codes. These are what you call encoding. And the fractal moment of how it is supposed to evolve goes very slow. So we stay in paradigms, we stay in behaviors. The German side that I know when we were growing up is that you were meant to smack your kids around. Not all Germans have that way, but this is what we learned to know. And now we're learning to evolve from that. So there's a lot of people that have learned to have empathy, their heart opens up. They're moving in that direction. Now let's get back to the quantum law of attraction. So you're becoming more mindful. Mindful was not really a word that was in place until just 10, 15 years ago. Maybe it was longer, but it was just in small places. And eventually it started to get bigger. And then it had meaning. So you're learning to have your mindful moment. That is, in that moment and being mindful of how is my friend doing? How are these people doing? What are we doing? Where instead of having your mind full of shit, okay, of hell, of fear. Now, when your mind is full and overflowing, what happens is that those thoughts, you can have the thoughts, the 41 thoughts per minute and 2,460 thoughts, I think that's correct, per hour. But what is the quality and the quantity of that story? So what drives those thoughts to have to be the same thoughts within that minute? If somebody done me wrong, I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about that. Why? Now just think about it. Why? That is because simply you have emotions that are tied to that experience, and you got thrown off love. Then you get a twang. That means you're happy, and all of a sudden, the twang hits. Amy, what in hell does a twang mean?
A twang means something that you're like, oh, that's what that means. It
hurts.
It hurts, yeah.
Okay. There's a difference between an epiphany twang of oh versus a painful twang. A twang is an emotion that all of a sudden here's love, la, and all of a sudden goes twang. And it's a tuning fork. It is that part of you that gets your attention because you're the observer, right? So what are you supposed to do when you have those twangs? Well, that is where everybody gets stuck. If it's a painful twang and you don't have any tools, then your first experience is, oh, I want to get back to center. I need to pacify. What are you always doing with children? Oh, just give them a pacifier, give them milk, give them love, give them, I don't know, pacify them so they'll shut up. Okay, what does that really mean when we're adults? Oh my God, I can't handle this. So you have a twang and you're in a mood swing and then you go into temperament. What's that mean? It means that, oh my God, that moment freaked me out and I can't stop talking about it. A week later, oh my God, this is one hell of a long mood swing. Try a few months. All of a sudden it gets longer. 8 months down the road, now it becomes part of your temperament. So how does that affect the quantum law of attention? I love how they're throwing words in my mouth. Quantum law of attraction. It depends on your attention. If your attention is so focused on pain, hell, your story, your resentment, your injustice, then you're going to put that into motion. And what's going to come back to you? What is the universe hearing you say? You're ordering this? They're not going to question it. They're like, okay, one big heaping, it's going to come your way. You still want it? Sure, I'm still angry. I didn't cancel nothing. It's easy when we're like, yes, we'd like happiness and joy. That's what our GPS is set for. Oh, now I'm so pissed. You canceled your order. But it's not easy when you're all pissed. You can't seem to cancel that because we forget that we can. We can pull our energy back. We can just say, okay, I've canceled that. I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to put back into what is happiness and joy. But man, do we like to invest our energy in hell? I mean, that just goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's where we have to wake up. Part of my job is to help you understand those little things about what is a human. And you're moving into becoming a spiritual human. So in the group, in the tribal member, I'm going to throw words out. I'm going to use the glossary. I'm going to, educate here and there about, I want you to think about it. I want you to wake up to a whole new way of living. Because part of it is people are like, well, I want to be more like you. Okay, if that's the case, you're going to become more of a spiritual human. You're going to learn how to use the quantum in quantum law of attraction. And that means what? Well, you got to figure out how you function. You got to see how you reacted. You got to see where you invested your spiritual energy and get out of spiritual debt. You have to go into the quantum field and decide, I'm going to put back this hell and I'm going to change how my inner world is creating my outer world. I'm going to disengage and resolve all of those chemical peptides that are tied to those stories because I couldn't forget it then, but I know I can now. I'm going to use tools to help me, and I'm going to use tools to help my inner child, and I'm going to change that inner world, which then the inner changes out to create a healthier external world. And you can tell when you've learned to change your inner world because your outer world begins to start to have a fast turnaround time. Your ability to be happier becomes quicker. Your, wait, I'm going to heal this out, use a tool, tap it, or whatever you're going to do. All of a sudden, you can start changing your world in an instant. You're creating a shift in the thought. You're creating ability to change your perception. And when you begin to use other tools besides tapping, holding your points, you educate yourself. You will be so proud of yourself for moving into the direction that you want to go in. Okay? And so it's very, very important to remember that you don't have to do this journey alone. I spent 33 years, approximately, to doing this. Be kind to yourself. Every single day, I walk it, talk it, breathe it, sleep it, dream it, and be it. And I am writing it, I'm studying it, it's evolving all the time. But what's been consistent has been the way to help wake up. What's been consistent is a tool that helps you understand that you have emotions that are chemical peptides that are like a key that gets locked in the cell and your cell gets driven around. Your thoughts go to worry, and you run to the end of the timeline worrying, because that's what we used to call love. Well, what does it do? It holds a negative response. It causes all of the downline where you and your kids, and it just makes it worse. And waking up from not wanting to do that. Your thoughts that go from 41 thoughts, maybe 2, a 1, or none are on worry, but then all of a sudden you feel like that's how I have to function. Then those 1 to 2 become 41 thoughts per minute of just worrying. And then in an hour, you've got 2,460 thoughts that have to do with worry. That's a lot of ordering and saying to the universe, may I have more of that hell, please? It isn't saving you anything. Why do we do it? Because fear has made us believe that we have to rationalize. And that's rationality, is to worry. And that's what love is. No, it's not. Frequency-wise, no, it's not. It causes you to go insane. It causes you to lose your shit because you can't control it. The biggest thing about quantum law of attraction is when you begin to use the tools, you learn to have the education, you'll be amazed at yourself. How? You will be amazed that all of a sudden, those 41 thoughts, you're like, oh my God, I gotta stop thinking about it. And you're using a tool to tap in or whatever, or especially the oh my God one. Wait a minute, the thoughts are calming down. Well, how do you know? That's what you learn. And my emotions, I was so, now it's calmed down. How do you know? That's how you learn. You will not only be able to become a spiritual human, but your abilities, look at all you beautiful women, your abilities will increase. You say you want your psychic abilities, then you got to learn how you know. You want your psychic abilities, you want to be able to know how you know and how to get into the quantum field, which is tapping into that higher frequency so that you can pull that into your space. And you're like, wait a minute, I get to choose heaven or hell. Which one do I want? I know what state of mind I want, and that is heaven. Okay, now let's take a look at your spiritual mindset versus your ego mindset. Most people don't even know any of that language. That's not a surprise. But when you begin to understand how you function and that there are different mindsets, you want to wake up, you start understanding that. The ego mindset, you can only see through your filters. You only want an ego. What does ego want? Always to be right, never to be kind. Ego always wants one way, okay, a particular way. That's it. Never having that room for the third option. And I can't take no for an answer. I have to bulldoze people over. It means I have to bully. Spirit's like, do you know what bully is? It's that lofty energy you don't need to do. And eventually you're going to start opening that heart. Rebecca says the thought begins to disappear and the feeling around them becomes less and less important until healing them out via the healing tools. This is where you experience a higher perspective on what once, oops, my screen, once was bothering you, and you learn forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. It's like the weirdest part about forgiveness is if I told people that they were just going to, this is part about forgiving. Oh, I don't want to forgive anybody. But if I told you that if you're going to learn to love and heal yourself, you'll be surprised that you're going to jump into the next area, that forgiveness is something I would never think of doing. But it becomes a natural benefit that happens. You're like, wow, I wasn't even aiming for it. That's the beauty of this benefit when you start to use the tools and you start to, especially use hope therapy. It's great. It really is great. So thank you, Rebecca. And so we're all learning this together, and why not? Why should we have to go it alone? We don't. The interesting part will be when you begin to wake up and your family and friends are not with you. Ooh, we have another one. Betty says, I have been seeing an example of a visual. My life is like a sheet of paper filled with all emotions of life written on it. Ooh, happy, despair, love. less than, compared to. The border is my trust in myself and the divine love. Ooh. As I heal out the negative emotions, I erase them from my page. This allows more space on my page of life for goodies. As my consciousness awakens, my page grows with more details of the big picture. Oh my God, Amy, that's gorgeous. I just love those words.
I love that. It's like, I want to copy and paste that everywhere.
Hey, what are you taking those words? Yes, I want to copy and paste that. Oh my God, I want that. I'm going to put that on my website. Can I have permission? Come on, girls. Can I? You know, my red is gone, and now it looks like I got white. This is such a weird, my hair is doing its own little thing lately. I love how spirit sidetracks me. Oh, bling bling. Okay, but no, that was gorgeous. You get a chance. You get the chance. Oh, to do a do-over? Would you say that that's what it is? Yeah. You get to take and you get to go back. People say to me, you can't go back in time. Yeah, you can. If you take that responsibility and you do timeline therapy, you take that responsibility and you go back to those moments. And if you can't get to that raw first moment, Spirit will work with you, trust me, and help you create a fresh moment with intention, but not like a bitch slap. You're like, oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to heal it with the tool. And as you begin to do just that, all the wisdom starts to come out. That's the other benefit. Wisdom starts to pop out of you. And you're like, where did that come from? But you know it's all you. Because all of a sudden, it's like when that mind, those thoughts just calm down, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wow, I've never seen it like that before. I've never heard it that way before. And then as you begin to awaken even more, again, another benefit is that you start to look at the catalog of life. Well, I don't really need to be this person anymore. But I like this part of it. Another benefit, your authentic self starts to come out going, did I just make a choice that I really don't want this? I mean, other people have told me this is who I am, but I'm really not that. I'm this, and I'm proud of this. And I'm okay to say this is who I am. And this is what I want to dream to be. There are so many beautiful benefits to waking up as a spiritual human. You'd be so surprised because you get your life force back. You start to physically feel better, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Do you understand this? You go into spiritual debt and your EIO, no, sorry, EI, your emotional intelligence, that emotional quotient. People say all the time, hey, can I, I'm smart. I'm going to be smart as Einstein. Well, that's great. Now develop the rest of you, that intelligence, that emotional intelligence, and how Spirit wants the classes to be taught. And I will get there. So you all hear it. But one of the huge things is that if you cannot handle when somebody gets upset, do you know how old you actually are? Do you know anything about that, Amy?
About what? Purple shampoo?
No. I was just wondering if you noticed anybody wanted in the room. I don't know what that's about, I said. People are ready to roll? No, that's just me. Now, the only way you can get into the Zoom is that I really need you to be able to honor me back. Okay? Unless Spirit invites you in. Otherwise, send in your emails so that we can make sure we honor you. You want to come into the room, then you can pay $11 and we can have a great session, whatever it is, whether we're healing. What are you doing, Amy?
If they do pay for 6 minutes, they get put in the hope chest.
Yeah, she's pointing.
I'm pointing
like
to the
stretching. I thought you were stretching. I was like, what? The picture's only this big, so you got to forgive me for that. I just thought, okay. Now, if you could actually see us, I have to, if you ever go to YouTube to watch this, I'm all green. I'm not sure how Spirit threw all that together. But she, oh, get the right mouse. But she has like is it orange or is it peach or no, it's not peach.
It's like a pinky peach in
Pink.
pinky peach in real life, but on the camera it looks neon orange.
She's glowing. But I do like her color theme. It's got a lot, she likes elephants, I can see. She likes the purpley blues. That camera picks it up completely different than the other camera when I look at that. That's odd. It's your camera that's picking it up. All right. Apparently we have to have enough sidetracking here. So the quantum law of attraction, you kind of have an idea of what that is, right? The quantum part is how you change things. It's how you have the ability to have knowledge, how to get the wisdom, how you begin to use the tools that actually cause you to resolve to evolve, which causes you to be in a different state of mind, which is your spiritual mindset more often. And then you can look at the future, wherever you got it pointing, and you get to create a healthier, happier alignment of your life. So the quantum law of attraction is that if you want to track something in, you start healing your shit, you're going to get it faster. You're going to become more and more aligned with yourself. That's the beauty of quantum law of attraction. Now, I don't usually talk about it because there's so much things I want to teach you, but it's time. We're moving. It's time. You've been with me enough now. It's time. And all of those that have been new, guess what? It's never too early and never too late to learn certain things. You've got this. You really do. You just have to surrender how, take the pain, surrender it out, use a healing tool, okay? Because if you don't use a healing tool and you're into it, and I gotta work out, I gotta do shadow work, what's gonna happen if you don't use a tool? You're gonna hardwire it deeper into your head. And your life is not going to get any better. You just have to learn how to overcome it, and the roots get to stay. Use a tool. What does that mean? You use a tool while you're doing your shadow work. You're doing whatever other work you're doing. And that means you get to use your electromagnetic energy. You get to help bring the blood back into your head. You get to disconnect the strategy patterns. You get to interrupt certain patterns. You get to have your brain not to have to feel like it has to be a victim, but you're bringing yourself back into attunement, back into alignment, and sanity begins to return. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay? So the quantum law of attraction can really help you in so many ways. It really can. Now, if you have any questions about this, please ask. Now, we are in other rooms, and Amy will pay attention to whether, how did purple shampoo come up again? Me? Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have purple shampoo, but look at how the red's gone, and it's weird how this I'm looking more like a bird every day, I swear. So I got my wings yet? I can feel them. Yes, please. Anybody here, you start to hit the love button and you share. If we can see that you shared and we can see the love button. Now, I'm going to say this, but I had a weird experience the other day. But anyways, Spirit likes to go through and give you a card. Not everybody gets one, but Spirit will pick some people and give a card. Okay? I was giving cards out yesterday during one of my shows, and surprisingly enough, it says it went against community standards. And I'm thinking, what? Thanking people that they came to the show, showing some love and giving back is wrong. So I'm hoping it was just a mistake because my other account has a new format. Not sure if I like the new Facebook account. How many people have the new Facebook account? This one doesn't have it. My other one has it, and it's kind of freaky. I didn't realize how many people were into gaming, but apparently there's a lot of people into gaming. And he says, as I heal out guilt and blame, there isn't that need any longer to forgive. Oh, you can acknowledge the wisdom and not over-identify with the emotions or stay there. Absolutely. Good job. I appreciate that. Yes. Melinda says, everything you say makes sense to me. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, Spirit threw this together like you're going to be doing a show tonight. I completely forgot. So thank you. I'm glad I was able to throw my stuff together.
Good thing I woke up, huh?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I can change it back. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has experienced it, but I'm wondering if that's what stopped me from able to show appreciation and give people cards. I'm hoping that it's just a one-time mess up, and because they usually you can complain. They wouldn't even let me do that because I typed it all and they go, oh, I'm sorry, we're not taking it, taking your issues. I'm like, but that's what you're there for. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Oh, thanks. I love my hat. I do too. I can't wait until it gets cold enough and I'll just wear that one. And then I'll be in brown. Oh, somebody's got some grievances going on. I can feel it. Okay. So now we're going to start taking, and again, if you have 1 minute, you want to do a 1 minute read, there it is. And I'm going to double check to see if anybody has paid, and someone has. And that's Tammy Margaret. Okay, so we're going to have her up. Now, Tammy, you can do one thing because we have Zoom working. You can, if you have Zoom, you can type that in, say, join the Zoom. You type that in. I haven't done this in a while, Amy. How do people do it? They go to Zoom? No.
You go to Zoom and then you click join meeting and then you type in the 205-207-650.
Yes, that's how that goes. So you have a chance. Now, nobody's going to see you on Facebook, but it'll be on YouTube. And it's not as intimidating as you think. So you're more than welcome to let me know if you want to do it through here, or we can go onto YouTube. So you can make a choice, okay? You can make a choice. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Having Facebook have this thing, I get all these, when people write me, I got like 5 or 10 things popping up, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can't talk to y'all now. So as soon as we figure out when how Tammy wants to do it. Hi, Rach. Hi, Megan. Look at all you wonderful people. Anne said she didn't like it. I changed it back. I know that it's, sometimes it gets getting used to, and then it's like, So I'm going to keep it on the one. I haven't asked me to put it on this one yet. So again, as soon as we find out whether Tammy, which room is she in, by the way?
She's in the other medicine woman.
Okay, give me a second and I will get there. And
she did email also.
Oh, good. What does she want? I mean, what did she email? What does she want? No, that's not what I meant. Oh, please, no.
It's, what is it that Spirit wants me to know about my relationship with Jag?
Gotcha. Found you, Tammy. Okay. With Jag, right? Okay. So obviously she's, she wants me to do it here, which is not a problem. I can do that. Let me set that up. Okay. Just do it through here. Okay. Now we're going to set the timer. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we're going to pull the relationship cards. Now, what's funny is I keep hearing the word stop, so I'm going to wait until Spirit tells me to stop. Okay. Make the effort. The first part card is going to be make the effort. Stop again. And then it says, oh, I suppose I could talk about that. Okay. One of the things that's coming up is that it says make the effort. And in this case, making the effort to do what? We'll have to figure out. And the other card came in, it was religious factors, but it's upside down. And it's not about whether you're influenced by religious factors, like it would be in the upright position, but it came in the upside down position. And what they're saying is, what kind of spirituality, what kind of religion, what kind of do you two have together? Because the next part of our life has to do with blending and growing. And do you guys have something in common that you can talk about, to build upon, to become more in sync with? And then it says that there's a part of you that says that as you begin to or want to talk about certain things, you're holding yourself back. It says it is not safe for you to love. They're saying, so what part are you holding back? So I really would like to know what you feel that's important for you. Like, for instance, when my other marriage, it was, he told me, oh yeah, I like you, I love you, blah blah blah. And then I can't remember how many years later down the road, he goes, you know what, I don't like you, your who you are, what you believe in, keep that stuff from me. It's kind of embarrassing and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, what? I mean, he really went in and told me just to keep, and anytime we're someplace, don't open your mouth, don't embarrass me, don't shame me, don't. And I'm like, what? And I was completely shocked because he said, I says, why are you telling me this now? You told me you liked it and loved it. He goes, I just don't. And I'm thinking, so you told me shit so that you could win the girl. And they said that sometimes your past experiences will make you have red flags, but you have filters. So sometimes you won't notice that there's red flags. So pay attention to some patterns that's happening. When patterns come up, they're saying how a person does anything or how they do everything. And or how they do everything is how they do anything. So if a person is, let's say me and you're chatting and you're nice to my face, but yet you talk behind my back, then I know that you will do that pattern to everybody else, okay? Same for relationships. It depends on how you fight. Notice how you fight. If it is always that he has to win, or you kind of flinch, or you got to make it nice. This is the other part, is that I always had to be the peacekeeper. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. Oh, good. She says, we're both on the very spiritual path. Excellent. Both practicing. Oh, wonderful. I can't read that to my eyes. I'm really scared of being. Yes. See, that's the thing. We would like to heal that. And if I ask Spirit, she just said she's afraid of being scared of being hurt. Okay. What happens is that tells me you've had a past experience. If I look at that, Spirit said the past experience that you're referring to on an energetic level happened at 4 years old. And I feel like you had your heart on the sleeve, everything was happening, and all of a sudden you became petrified. And if I ask why, they said it had to do with aggression. Somebody had aggression. You saw it for the first time in a certain way, which freaked you out. Okay? Really is freaking you out. And now you have this habitual fear or habitual habit, and it looks like it applies to every person that you're with. That's what's called a filter that you can't help but to look through. So they said this is kind of like how you would protect your heart. It's not actual heart wall, but this is how we've said, no, I'm not turning that part of my heart on. I'm going to keep that part closed because you don't want that hurt again. Now, what I would tell you to do is I want you to go to my website, medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. Look at the healing tools. Look for sensory accessing, because you have a couple pictures of being petrified, of being scared of being hurt. You're going to write it down and you're going to put it on the scale from 0 to 10. So you're going to cover one eye and you're going to be like, oh, yes, there it is. And write the number down. And then you're just going to slowly switch your eyes and you're going to let all the energy come through the other eye. And then you're going to measure that one. And then you're just going to breathe in and out and keep switching back and forth until the number goes down to 0. That's really easy to do. Okay. And this is one of the things we're going to talk about later. Now, what's important for you is to pay attention to how that part of that fear was how love was severed. Either was taken away or was cut off. Get real with some of the words and start writing them down, because you'll be more apt to be in tune with, that's how it happened. That's what I'm afraid of. And you can then stop and notice it's when they open their mouth, or you'll find cues or triggers that set you off that you can actually begin to heal out. I would say make an appointment with me, or you can put your hand on your forehead and do the, oh my God, for the OMG, or EFT it out. There's lots you can do. And that's what we're going to do in the membership, the tribal membership, is that once a month I'm going to take and give a tool and walk you through it, help you, and depending on how many people in the room, we'll have you do them in front of me so that I can say, okay, let's tweak this. Let's help you get to the best of who you are. Okay?
We've done that in class.
Yeah. And it was very insightful because you thought you knew EFT until I helped you do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I showed you just a little bit different about how you can incorporate one tool with another tool to get the best results. You'd be very proud of yourself. Tammy says, my mom and dad separated. Oh, wow. And they started fighting really bad. See, that's the pictures I'm seeing is the fighting. I don't know which eye it's in the strong, but it's really there. And before I turned 4, my dad left. Now, pay attention that how, when you do the eye accessing, I'm going to give you a little tip here. Notice how the picture is of how he's leading you. Is it movement? Is it a still picture? Does it have color? Doesn't it have color? But just notice that it's the sound of the door, or was it the finalizing? Because when our mind and we get upset, we start to make that movie, make that picture into a movie, and it makes it more drama than it needs to be because of the trauma. And it goes on and on and on and on. Okay, just to let you know. But thank you, Tammy. I really appreciate that. Megan says, your throat, grievances is likely for me. So sorry. Oh, it's okay. You're working on your 5th chakra? So am I. Cord removal, I'm going to tell you, make sure you do pull it out by the roots when you're doing any type of cord removal. And if you're really going to be doing certain cord removal, I would suggest the free healing tool of cord switching, because it takes 2. And if you can learn to take the crap that you felt was put upon you, or the energy that was taken from you, you don't just remove cords, you get your power back. You learn to transform the energy. That's one thing that I liked about the cord switching, is because I was looking at old traditions of cord removal, cord cutting, and Spirit says, we need to now take it out by the root. I says, good, that's what we're going to do then. And then that's how that one got born. Okay, so Rachel Rara, she said, oh, what happened to that? She is next. Wait, Rachel Lawson, Rachel Rara? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so she's next. And then after that is Anne. Anne, you're after that, okay? So Rachel, so what is it we're going to talk about, darling? And then Anne, get ready, because I know after the 6 minutes, I'm going to ask you what you want to talk about, okay? She says, been recovering from hospital. Oh my goodness, that's right. So if you Zoom, there's no okay. Oh, yeah. Well, you can come on, and we don't have to, because Amy.
You can hear me, but you can't see me.
Right. Even on YouTube, we don't have to use that feature. You just stay in the corner. Amy, stay in the corner. You know? But baby in the corner. But anyway, we keep you hidden if you want. That's still an option. And then people get to hear the story. And then you get more out of your 6 minutes.
Anna.
What's that, sweetheart?
It's Anna, not Ann.
Oh, sorry, Anna. Yeah, I'm not good with even simple words. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so yes, Anna. That's right. I think when I looked at your middle name, I threw myself off. I can't even. The weirdest part when it comes to spirit, I cannot do math, and I can't seem to get my brain to function. Even simple spelling of words, names. Like I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so just let me know. Oh, good. Good. See, Megan, good. Go ahead. Go. Yes. Every healer that you can, healing tools, healing instructors, if you feel aligned with them, good God, invest in yourself. Do it because there's no harm into growing. You need to. It's so, so, so important. Okay. So we'll just wait for Rachel to say whether she wants me to. Oh, happy to come in and hide. You can yeah, come on. Why do I want to talk like a, I do. I want to just talk like I don't know, from one spirit time or another. What the heck's that about? Good God. I'm so sorry, people. Yes. Oh, no worries, but no name signature plays a role. Interesting. Okay, so she's going to get ready to come on, and then you make sure after the 6 minutes with Rach, then Anna, you're next. We'll see how that goes. Oh, wow. Tammy, you said it was all in color. Okay, if color bothers you when you're looking, you can change the color. Make it black and white. And if it feels bad, put the color back on. Just imagine you have a board in front of you. There's sound, there's light, there's you can get to play with the way you see things. That's the beauty of this when you begin to really begin to heal. You've got all of these extra little things that we never think exist. All right, Ames, I'm going to give you permission because sometimes I can't see the screen. I don't know what happens to it. So I'm going to give you permission to let her in.
Okay.
That's what we'll do. Okay. Let's see. Now, what's important when you grow is please measure not against anybody else, but are you better than you were the day before? Are you better than the week before? Are you healthier and coming more in alignment with who you truly are even a month ago? Because when Amy started, she was like, oh yeah, I'm awake and all this. And then a couple months went by and surprised her. She's like, wow, here I thought I
thought I was awake, but no. Yeah.
We started changing the quantum field for her, which then changed the law of attraction. And then it was like, whoa, I'm beginning to wake up and see things. I said, very good. And then just wait till your talents and your abilities come in and your psychic abilities. And then you imagine how much more powerful you're going to feel. I mean, she's got the bobble wand, zipping around. When I first asked her, because I couldn't help this client because I was out bra shopping. It's been about 5 years before I actually bought a new bra, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to go out to Australia and actually go to a store, and Kmart, none of those worked. So I actually had to go get my boobies measured, and I'm happy about that. Okay, I was like, okay, but I couldn't do anything about it. So I called Amy. I said, oh my God, this woman really needs me, but because I know you know her too, I will just set up through spirit, through me. All you have to do is tune in and then let us work through and just use the bobble wand. You'd be surprised. And how did that go for you?
That was the most amazing experience I've ever had.
Excellent. She wasn't sure. She's like, I don't think I know how to do this. But all of a sudden the bobble wand's doing its thing. And, and she just, I think she surprised herself the most. Because if you just let spirit do the work, you can. I was going to show people a bobble wand, but I don't even sure where that's at.
I got a whole bunch here.
I know. It's not going to help me now when people see me through Facebook.
That's true enough.
The meeting ID is not valid yet. What? Let me check the number. It says 205-207-650. I'm wondering if I can get a copy. Ooh. Amy, can you click in the corner and get a copy and send that to Rach? Send her an invitation?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's going to do that and see if she can get that copied to you. Hi, Donna. Oh, get the right mouse. So wait until you learn all the other healing tools I've got planned. See, now I'm more encouraged that I have to answer these emails. Just pop up, freak me out.
Sure.
Okay, as soon as she figures that out. So, hi, how are you? Oh, here she is. Let's roll with it. Got her?
Connecting.
Okay. And then we'll see what happens from there. I'm going to double check to make sure. Yeah, I'm pinned. It should just be me. And it's so funny because when you look at YouTube, it's so much darker. And this is so much lighter. I like this camera better. So I've got two really expensive live stream cameras. And I will tell you, I prefer one better than the other. Thank you, Vicki. Yes. Okay. It's still connecting unless she disappeared.
No, Rachel, unmute.
That's funny. I can't see her at all.
Hello.
She's even hiding on me. Who knew? Hey. How can I help you, hon?
Just interested to see what spirit has for me coming through tonight.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, you were in the hospital the last time we had a show, and we gave you some points to hold and to rub to see if that would help. Did that actually ever help?
It did. It did.
Okay, good, because we were like, we don't know. We haven't heard. We weren't sure, how you were doing. So are you home or are you still at the hospital?
No, I'm at home now. Thank goodness.
Oh, yay, she's home. So we prayed and said, thank you, Spirit, for bringing her home. Keep her safe.
Thank you.
So we, just what does Spirit want? Well, let's discover what she wants. Now we're going to turn on the timer. And we appreciate you coming in. All right. So have you had bouts of depression?
Yes.
Okay. When I'm looking at this bout of depression, it's based on something that occurred when you were little. Now, when they point to the word engram, that usually means that there's something like attracts like. Something happened into your space that everything means the same. Now, sometimes a true engram is if you had been knocked unconscious or if you were under anesthesia, and everything will sound and everything will be alike. So when I'm looking at this, because you said that you had an immune system issue, yes?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Oops. Hold on. I screwed up my screen. Oh, everybody's still there. When I'm looking at the body, there's something called repulsion and compatibility, which means that I'll tell everybody what it means afterwards. Just let me do this reading. There was an emotional factor. When I'm looking at your immune system, it's a sensitivity. Okay.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to do, you can do it now or after the show, but you write the word sensitive, and then, because what we're going to do, how we do this particular healing is that you end up having a piece of paper, you write on it, and you put it on your thymus or you put it on your belly button. So the first thing is sensitivity. The next one is discouraged. Okay. Her emotion is discouraged. And as I'm looking at this, towards self, so you have to put towards self, you're supposed to do self-abuse. Interesting. Now, that's all she needs to put on that piece of paper. Then I'm going to look a little bit further. You've had to accept, what did you have to accept? That you have weakness. Why? Second chakra issues, because that's how I belonged. Now I'm going to look a little deeper. Did you feel you took on that role to save anybody? No, it's a past life. Okay. Not genetic.
That sort of makes sense because
Yeah.
I've always been someone who's not shown my weakness or true feelings.
Okay. Now, as I'm looking at this, they said that there's a complete uncomfortability. Let me look a little bit further. So to your mind, it says that you think too much. Do you sometimes obsess about something?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, this is one thing that's going to cause you to go into, what happens to an obsession is you go into high beta. When your mind goes into high beta, you can't think your way out of a paper bag. That means the blood leaves your forebrain. And it's trying to solve something that it can't because the pain is not going to let you solve it. So I'm looking a little bit further. Yep, we're going back. So 1 year old, you were looking for, okay, so how do I explain this? When a baby's born, they don't know that what hunger is. They just know there's needs that need to be met. They don't even know that, but the body does. So the baby will all of a sudden have the feeling, and it's looking for that feeling to be met. Doesn't know what it is. That's like where she's at right now. There's something need she didn't get met, so she's looking for it. So the baby will smile, doesn't get that hunger satisfied. Baby will fart. Nope, that doesn't do it. Baby will coo. Nope. Cries a little. Nope. Screams its head off. Finally gets this bottle that seems to take care of that satisfaction. Now, then you begin to build up a pattern. The pattern is that, okay, I'll smile. Didn't work. I may as well skip all that. I'm just going to go start screaming. And you have to learn how to communicate with your environment. Eventually, you're just going to cry for milk because that's what you do. Now, according to you, you were around people. Now, I'm going to ask, sour grape people are somebody that can't have something good, so they take a negative mental attitude towards it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So did you have that in your environment growing up?
Definitely.
Okay. Now, interestingly enough, that affects how her body, now, because it comes up as a sensitive. Now, I'm curious, is it because you're an empath? No. Is it because you're sensitive? No. It's because this is what you saw. This is all you could see. So our mirror neurons picked it up. Now, do you have to be that? No, but I have to play a role. In order for her to be in her own house as a child, she had to figure out what role she's supposed to play. And I sometimes feel that you had to put yourself into a victim mode. How do I want to put it? The picture in my head is really weird. We're not trying to blame parents. We're not trying to, it is that mentality that, oh, mama needs something, so act sick. Mama, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a role you had to play. Screw the time, just keep listening to me. So towards yourself, you thought, okay, I need to take on maybe a negative mental attitude when you're younger. I got to act this way. But there was almost this part of you that says, my need to be met is, and I'm just going to look, is it positive? No, let me look. What need did you need? You needed to feel, okay, you wanted to share? You wanted to share. Okay, now the reason I'm hesitating is because most of the time children don't want to share. But there was a part of you that wanted something, and you wanted someone to share, and you wanted to feel like you belonged. Does this make sense?
It makes sense. And that's how I felt all the way up through high school.
Ah, Now, the trusting factor, you wanted to trust. You wanted somebody to trust you and you to trust somebody. But what happens is that it didn't get met. Those needs didn't get met. At 1 year old, it was like somebody didn't want to share. It's like you had no choice but to go without. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you weren't sure how to communicate as a 1 year old to get certain needs met, that in your mind, it was a failure. All right. That
Right.
became part of a habit. Now, as they're forming the sentence in my mind, they're saying that I'm not good enough as part of one. So every time you expand your energy out, you feel attacked. It's like
Yeah.
you had to fight for attention, or as you began to just be you. Now, what happens with kids when they're pure love, they're running around, hey, la, la, la. It can get on somebody's nerves, which is fine. Most of us have been mothers to the point where we've, okay. But some people hate it so much that it grieves them and they'll take it out on their kid. And the child can start getting a little bit confused because it's not sure how to get love. Now, I've seen certain people get very jealous that I can't believe you got dad's attention. I want dad's attention. And there can be a jealousy between mother and daughter. There can be many of these things. So in a way, you kind of felt, do you know where I'm going with this, Rachel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it make any sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And in the meantime, your immune system feels attacked for just being Rachel, for being happy, for being in people's spaces that have that same signature that you used to know. And it kind of was like, okay, my role is I'm supposed to be sick, go find something to do, check out. And I know you're much more than that. You have been energetically, I can see that you're like, I'm ready to expand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready to move into a new direction. And you're kind of worn out by this story. You're like, I'm so done with the story.
That's exactly right. Worn out and looking for new ways to move forward.
Okay. So that piece of paper that you have, I'll do one round with you in front of people,
Mm-hmm.
but you then are going to do several rounds. And then make sure that I have your email. I think I do. Because then you have to follow it up by rubbing certain points. And you can start to help switch your body into not having to feel like it has to be attacked or like an allergen, or you know what I mean? It's because your body is so much more. Right now it's the repulsion. Okay, so you'll have that piece of paper and you'll put it on your chest or your belly button, whichever you feel. Now you got to make sure you have room to go all over to the back of your neck.
Okay.
What you need to understand is that there's 4 breaths. You're going to breathe in and hold. You're going to exhale and hold. You're going to pant. And then you're going to breathe normal in and out. While you do this, you're going to be at the same time tapping. But you're going to end up doing 2 rounds for each one. So as you breathe in, you hold. That's 2. You breathe out. Hold. Yes, that's 2. And then you pant. That's 2. And then you breathe normal.
Right.
Now, you're going to have one hand on that piece of paper. That's intention. Your hand is going to help draw that intention to the heart, to the area, because that's just the way our brain functions, because we're touching. So you'll have that there with your intention. You don't have to memorize the words, just have the intention. This is what I'm going to work on. And then you go and do several of those rounds. Okay? Because the way the body is, I will tell you that if we did it in front of me, you're at a -8. And I'm so just so that just stay with me a little bit longer because I need you probably to hear this, okay? So what
Okay.
happens is that magnetically, my hands are together. So I don't know if you can see me, hon, but my hands are
Yep.
together. That means it's a magnet. They come together. That is compatibility. Now you're going to have compatibility with anything that's negative or anything that's positive, but it's compatibility. If it's negative, it's not that it's going to draw it to you. It just means you have no issue with it. It is compatibility. When you start to have life that comes in with those experiences and those emotions, you will start to feel like this +10 can go down to a +9, +8. You're thinking, that's not bad. When you start to go down towards 0, you're going to start noticing things in your life or things in your physical health. You're going to start noticing things are not balanced, not compatible. And then when it starts to go into the minus, and that's what you started to do, is your body started going into the minus, that it actually drove you into the hospital. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And eventually you probably have several rounds, or not several rounds meaning to do, but you may have a couple other intentions that you'll have to end up creating to remove these things. Okay. So just know that down the road, you can start to repair the immune system. You can start to help the body to get healthier and stronger. Okay. So that's what I want you to do, is be diligent, do several rounds. Usually when they're in the minus like that, you may have to do at least 7 rounds. Okay.
Is that just once a day or a couple of times a
You,
day?
you should only have to do, like you decided in the beginning. So you got off let's say you're done watching the show and you did 7 rounds, maybe 10. Okay. And you start to feel a little different. That's great. Now, the points I'm going to send you, which I need you to make sure you follow up with this. And then I'll send you those. And then you shouldn't have to tap again. You should just then be able to go through and rub the points. But if you feel it's necessary, now I like to tell people to do at least in the beginning, it's like 7 to 10 rounds. And then middle of the day or at night, or 2 to 3 times a day, whatever you want to do, you can put the intention there and do a couple rounds, keep that satisfactory. But the rubbing, okay, there's a certain way you have to rub certain points. And if you do that several times a day, you help within 72 hours, you will help your body maintain, so that when stuff starts to come at you, your body's like, oh, I don't see that as an issue anymore. And that's what you can do. You can do that with food. You can do it with emotions. You can do it with lots of things. You just have to be consistent and be determined that, like in some cases, you're not supposed to expose yourself to certain things. Well, when I started having problems with electromagnetic frequencies, you can't just shut that off. And then I was having problems with the barometer, and it's like, so you just be consistent with tapping and rubbing. Your body will say, oh, yeah, even if that's going on, yeah, it's not a problem anymore. And your body will start to repair itself. Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
There's a lot more we got to do, but at least this can be a beginning for you. And I appreciate you calling in. And also, again, you hid yourself so well. I don't even see your picture at all.
Thanks, Brenda.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll talk to you later, dear. And keep me notified if it's any improvement, okay? That would be great. I'd like to know.
Will do. I think Amy has my email address.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then we'll take care of it that way. All right, you have a good night, and I will talk to you later.
You too. I'll still be watching.
Wonderful. Now, Amy, you might want to help her get out of the room, the little button in the corner, since I can't see her to help get her out of the room. Okay, so now I'm going to check. I think somebody else. We said Anna, and after Anna, it will be Melinda. Oh, one for me and one for someone else. So that means, guess what? We have a pay it forward. So if anybody is in any of these rooms that would like a 6-minute, then you let us know by saying, yes, please. And if you're in a room where you say, yes, please, and you can't be seen, then email. Amy has to go through and look at those emails, okay? We'll do it that
Who
way.
was the pay it forward one? I didn't catch that.
Melinda Lane said she's going to pay one forward as she's going to have one for herself. Okay.
Okay.
And then Jennifer is after her.
Just to let you know, Brenda,
Yeah.
when Rachel was on, she didn't have her picture up, obviously, but every time she would talk, her name would go up on YouTube.
That's your side.
No, I'm on the screen right now.
I'm recording, and I should be seeing it because I'm the one the recording. It's on my computer.
I'm up on the screen as I talk.
Okay, are you on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube. Yeah.
Then I gotta take away your ability to be there because you need to pin yourself or you need to pin me.
You are pinned.
And that should not be like that. Because there should be no way that that's happening. So I'm very sorry, Rachel, if the good thing she just had, because you can have no picture. You don't have the video. You can just have your voice. See, and I can't see that. I have to exit out of my thing. I have to go into another direction. So again, if you are there, just make sure that you have, see, now what's funny is that I'm just looked in the last minute or two. I don't see her anywhere. I see just me. And then when you said goodbye, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't understand why that's happening.
Every time I talk, I pop up on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. But when I looked, I don't see her anywhere. Oh, it does say, it just says her name. There we go. So what you need to do, if you're going to come on and don't want your video, don't click video. Something else will appear. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. I do not like this face or this Zoom. It should have gave me all the ability to take care of that like it normally does. They changed some rules. Oh, that means I need to go back in and see what else they messed up with. Not happy, Jan. Never mind. Some of you in Australia would know that. Okay. Weird. We're going to get back to it. So, yeah, it should just be me.
I know.
Okay. Thank God she didn't use video. You don't have to use video, just voice. Still, thank you, Spirit, for saving my buttocks. Okay. So, Anna. Love this. So interesting. Could you scan as well as if I could benefit from a reading healing? I was looking at the 90-minute one. Not sure which would be best for me at this time. Depends on your issue. If if the more time you buy, the cheaper I am. So let's just put it that way. If you feel that, let's see, because we can actually get through a lot, but if I have to do a lot of helping to explain in the education, that ends up, building it up. Just, oops. Sorry, that's what Spirit has to say. Okay, so we're going to do it like this, right, Anna? Just want to make sure. Okay. Just double checking I didn't lose anything. Okay. Rachel knows. Not happy, Jan. I love that commercial. Set the timer, and we're doing Anna. Okay, so Spirit is saying right off the bat, there's a habit. And if I asked Spirit, what does that mean? They said that every time you expand, they're using the word every time. Every time you expand, there happens to be a particular failure. So what does this mean, Anna? It means that, like, I want to be happy. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to oh, I'm having a conversation with somebody and I'm gonna just set the boundaries, and then all of a sudden there'll be triggers. Whoop, you'll start to contract. You may not be aware of it. Part of it will go into, oh, I gotta betray myself, or I've gotta go into a certain behavior. Okay. And that's what happens when the aura starts to come in. We really need to, let's see, they're saying impending doom. So how do you define impending doom? Because if you are talking impending doom and not know it's impending doom, then you're like, oh, I don't know what the answer is. But if you know what impending doom is, especially with this coronavirus, it will feel like, yeah, I know what impending doom is. Okay. If you feel this. Now I'm asking spirit, like, does it have to do with the coronavirus? No. Does it have to go in with outside? No, it is just impending doom about what? And they said it has to do with the habit of being, oh my God, they're going to make me irrelevant again. They're going to just dismiss what I've got to say. They're going to do this. And there's a party that's like, oh my God. Can you feel that, Anna? Can you feel how that one is? Because it's like, I want to cry. I want to cough. Grieve. Yeah. I don't need that, literally. Go away. That's funny. Okay. And they said it's linked to criticism. Okay. So what does criticism do? It's like, in this case, when somebody is given, like when I'm giving you information, it has nothing to do with criticizing. There's no failure. There's no flaws. It is, I see energy loss. I see a particular habit. Let's get your power back and let's heal you. Okay. But when you're around other people that have hidden agendas, or they want to manipulate you to get a certain outcome, or it's my job to be your boss, but the way you're doing it, dear, right? There's just this particular part of criticism that is very, very unhealthy, if that makes any sense. When it becomes unhealthy, you don't even know it's happening. Now, Anna says yes. Okay, my eyes, hold on. See, oh, my eyes. Oh, it's making it so I can't see, and I can't, it says here, it can't be creative, so I have to become insecure. So I think some people say things to make you insecure. Now, I've seen people with great intention to do that. I've also seen people that love to gaslight and do other stuff just so that they can feel right. And then some people just think that's the way you talk. You're welcome, Kenny. That's just the way you're supposed to talk. And that's how you're supposed to have relationships. And you're starting to wake up that you're like, nah, no, that's not what relationships are. No. And you're starting to say no to that old paradigm, and you're beginning to learn to take back your power. The problem is you have an experience that pulls you into a particular pattern, and you may be unaware of that. See, now I want to sneeze because it's like I become an it, and I'm allergic to almost, I don't want to be an it anymore. I don't want to do this. Oh, I'm a caregiver. Oh, I'm a caregiver for my dad, and husband is on disability, and I need to be on the one that supports. And when I desire consideration, I get disappointed again and again. Thank you. Good job. I'm proud of you. You heard your words. You felt your experience. Good job. Now let's take something about this. What do we want to do? Spirit says, let's take the fact is that when you desire consideration, when you desire, and there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But they're saying that this program that you had was when you're about 3 months old, you witnessed it as part of your environment, which means it has to be like mom, dad, somebody in your environment. You've seen this. This is just their way of living. This is their attitude. This is, and you started to wake up and realize, but one of my needs to be met is to be not important, but to be relevant, to be included, to be considered, to be, and that becomes the problem because you watched how people did it. And if you happen to be around, from what I can feel, you were around certain people that had a certain emotion, and they knew what it felt like not to be considered. Women in throughout history were told that we had to be not considered. And we're breaking those barriers left and right. But still through time, it was still set that women were not supposed to be considered. Men are. Now, it's not that we need to hate people that have those type of body parts, okay? So what I want you to do is have, oh, this is going to be, really? Okay. You have to have less empathy. I know that sounds strange, but when you're too over sympathetic or too much empathize, because that's what makes you a good person, is to be so empathy. The problem is that you're giving it to people that expect it instead of living in the expectation and gratitude and love. And you're expecting it from them that can't give it. So part of that pain is going to be stuck in that position, because if you're there with that husband that's on disability and caregiver for your dad, that's a commitment. I know what it's like. I mean, I did 4 long years with my mother, and I say long because it was like I lost my identity, which I'm thankful for, because I wouldn't be here today in this position. But it can wear you down. And I asked Spirit, interestingly enough, so why did she create this? Because she wanted to know what it felt like to be loved and accepted. You know, and the only way you can learn how to find out what love is to find out what it's not. So it's like when you pray for patience, it's not going to be given to you. You have to earn it. You have to understand it. You have to look at all the perspectives. And when you learn to have that patience, which means you don't lose your shit, you don't emotionally go there, and it's not that you shut it off, you use a tool to transform the emotion of how you know that. If you're saying that statement on a scale from 0 to 10, 10, that's what you believe, then what you got to do is you can EFT that out. You're like, even though and you use those words and get into that feeling and begin to go through that. You'll have to do several rounds. You'll probably have to do sensory eye accessing. You can find that on my website. And what happens is that you'll eventually stop over-identifying with that emotion. And then you'll be able to walk away with the wisdom and the benefits that actually helps you see that you don't need to get it from them. And you don't need to constantly give yourself 1,000%. You can actually learn how to receive the energy, which then lets them begin to give it. Because if we're in pain, we're not going to want it. I don't care how much we try to get it. We're not going to want it because the pain is going to say no. So there's several benefits to doing the EFT, because you don't know exactly what emotion it is, but you can make a major difference, okay? You got this. Now, I think I said Melinda was next, and she is waiting in our room. Let me just make sure I'm correct. Yes, it is. And then we will make sure that she gets admitted. Okay. Why don't I get the ability to see her? Oh, there she is. Hello. Oh, hi, hon. Haven't seen you in a while. Now, it's okay to use your face, or because we found out that when you speak, can you hear me okay, Melinda? Nope, she can't hear me either. Can you hear me?
Fine.
Yeah. I didn't know if she could hear me, though.
There.
What just happened? Oh, hi, hon. Haven't seen you in a while. Now, it's okay to use your face, or because we found. Oh, we hear a delay. We hear a delay. So, nope, she can't hear me either.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a delay on how she's hearing. How are we going to do this, people?
Who's got the delay?
I think we're more in sync. I hope we are.
Is that what I heard you say? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you. Okay, how are you doing, my dear?
I'm good. I'm good. I
Brenda,
just want.
Oh,
put
what?
on
What?
the gallery view. That
What's that?
way,
Hold
you're
on.
side instead of her popping in every time she talks.
All right. Is it okay to make you have the view so we can see you?
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can. I think
Oh.
the other. So I'm gonna make it so that we're side by side. How's that? Can you see me now? I mean, no, I don't know where you're at. You may be on Facebook, but we're in YouTube land, and I get to see you. So this is where it gets a little confusing depending on where you're listening to me at. Okay, so before we start, we did a healing last time, and then how have you been? I mean, do you remember?
Well, I remember. I don't remember what we were healing about.
I can't either.
It's the usual. Never enough, never good enough. I'm pretty sure, because that's the one that I always kind of revert to.
Yeah. Okay. So how is that going? Is it still bothersome, or?
No, I just want to move into my greatness and out of. I know what to do. I just don't do it. I think
Okay.
that.
There's something that
Yeah.
stops you from doing it. Okay. The motivation, all that stuff that we're meant to have. So I'm just going to
Fear.
look.
Fear.
Okay. So now I'm going to look, and it's like, is it really fear? They go, yeah. And I'll say, what is it about? And they said, this overwhelm is what gets you. So like I said, it's like, hey, Melinda is going to get on and she's going to do a show for us today. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, I'm not ready. Okay. And it's an overwhelm that comes in and it's like, and she's like, ah, okay. But at the same time, there's another form of overwhelm. And they said this overwhelm is now a habit, and it's part of what other people think. So other people's egos can be very overwhelming to you. Okay.
I'm saddened.
Okay. She's labeled it as saddened, and they're saying that is correct. And it gets to you because they're saying when it goes further, it is all of a sudden, see, now I'm blinded. Here we go again. Didn't we just start that? It's like you have to accept it. You have to accept that this is how they are. And you're like, okay. But at the same time, it literally affects you. So the ego really affects you. So you're getting ready to do your greatness. You're like, okay, I'm going to do it. All of a sudden, you'll have this awkward feeling. Ooh, where's it go? Hold on, I got to find her. The awkward. Oh, the awkward happens right here first. Front, right here. Okay, where else? The back, front side. On the left side, I got to find it. It's like under the armpit. So there's something to do maybe with lymphatics. It has to do with, I just keep hearing irritation. Irritation, interesting. Okay. And they said what happens is that you can feel it. It's not something she can see, but she'll feel the awkward. It trips off the fifth chakra in the back, especially. Oh, no. Both front and back. So the power of choice. Now listen to my voice. Yeah, I'm going through puberty here.
I even take it on for you. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so let's look at this. They're saying they want me to look at the fifth chakra. Okay, that would make sense. So the front's about the truth. Okay, so she's trying to find her truth. She's going into her space. But the back is about lies. Now, some of these are lies that we tell ourselves. Some of the lies we hear other people. Because ego seems to be about other people being in your space, I think you got disheartened when you really believed in somebody. You're like, oh, yeah. And then you found out they lied. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally do.
Okay. And it's not, actually, you're not surprised by that, are you? After a while, you kind of gotten used to people just like, yeah, I see your lips moving. I know you're lying.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought. Now, as I'm looking at this, they're saying that who am I? What's my sense of self? The fifth chakra is like, what's my sense of self? Who am I within society? I don't know anymore. I know I don't want to be the old person. I don't want to be that person. And I'm not trying to criticize. It's just that, who am I? So her sense of self. Yeah, let me look down here. They're saying, what does it mean? Oh, so you're becoming a spiritual human. Okay, so that's one of the things when I tell people to start joining my club, or the club, the unit, the tribal unit, it's about becoming a spiritual human. See, you can't fit out there and just being a human anymore. You downloaded, ooh, look at your iris sparkle. You have been downloading these light codes lately, young lady, haven't you? I see a lot of shapes going on around you. Oh, good job. You're absorbing. Excellent. That's good. Anyway, they're saying that it's this overwhelm, and it is the old way, and you're beginning to look at it, and that is, you kind of want me to be what? And you want me to live which way? And you like, no. And then there's a program inside of you that just kind of went, and then it kind of takes over, and you're like, no. So do you feel like you're being more of an introvert these days?
Well, with the coronavirus.
You have no choice. Duh. Okay, think about it. Okay. Melinda, you funny girl. I meant was like, do you feel like you can't really talk to people anymore, or you're out of sync more, or
no, none of that. This is just my internal struggle.
Okay.
I feel.
Okay, so I'm going to go back a little further. Yeah, this is definitely a past life. You're starting to wake up to the instructions you gave yourself, towards yourself. And the towards yourself is, I have to correct myself to fit in people's, the way they think. Because if they act a certain way, I have to correct myself. Like,
well,
instance,
sorry. I said I woke up this morning crying and having a dream. I think I was burning as a witch. And I wonder if that was like part of the, like, why I've shut down or fear or whatever around moving forward.
I'm going to say yes, because I'm getting all major tingles. Again, as you want to be you, you know you're much more safer to be you now, because our type, just ignore that, our type is meant to be ashamed, to be criticized. When somebody asked me if I was a witch, I'm like, religion? Because I don't define witch like everybody else. You mean cooking in the kitchen? I think everybody's a witch in the kitchen, you know. Prayer, finding balance, loving one another. What is your definition? And see, that's the thing. Most people's definition is based on old past stuff and bad connotations that are connected to it. Why? All I can tell you is I've healed so much stuff that I don't really feel like I have to go to those old programs in fear. And so Spirit is saying, yes, you have gone. Oh no, if you could see it, I actually shrunk. I mean, literally, that's the one thing I can do. My husband thinks that's the weirdest thing. He'll look at me like, oh, you're 2 inches shorter. Stop it, woman. I don't know where to kiss you sometimes. I want you, he was like, I'm aiming for your lips, like your forehead. And then I'll be really tall, and he's like, oh my God, you're giant. So energetically, I can change. And that's what we're looking for you, because if this past life, is that what you wanted to, they said, when you were in the dream, you felt you had no control, because I literally feel like your hands were behind you and tied. But you also knew, what? You actually didn't give a crap how you were actually going to die. You were like, that's fine, bring it on. That's not going to stop me. I'll be back. It's like you knew you were going to be back.
Yeah.
But it's the overwhelm of the pitchforks. It's overwhelm with the society. Okay. Now I can't tell you what color of skin you are or what religion. I can't tell any of that. But you look like you have an encoding that says that my past history is that we were condemned. Is that
totally.
Okay. So, okay, not only she come in through that with that encoding, but now she's got the witch encoding. Okay, so this is is that what she has to go through? Yes.
I feel like this is my lifetime to own it all. I just don't quite know how to do that.
Right, and that's yeah, it is. You're moving into that. You got to stop believing. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. I want you to really notice how much you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because when you begin to understand how much you believe it, you'll notice how much you accepted and you gave your willpower to it. To get that back is how you have to change that belief.
Okay.
That means because of the 6 lifetimes that are really dramatic here, and then you come in with the encoding of everything behind you, that's a lot. You're also saying, I want to change the epigenetics. I want to change the history. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like you can own it. I would say do several rounds of EFT, the emotional freedom technique. And every time you like, let's say you're watching TV. So Melinda's watching TV. She's like, oh, there it is. Not that you ticked you off, but you're actually witnessing how someone has to be enslaved or servitude, or you're like, now, if you get a twang, yeah, go heal that thing out immediately. But if you're beginning to witness it and you don't have a strong reaction, because you're not the type that's going to go out and go, ugh! You're like, damn, there it is again. Okay. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, I thought I got over this shit. There's it again. Okay.
Yeah.
See, you have advanced enough that you're like, okay, this is where you're going to go in. And as soon as you see it, you start doing EFT. Start breaking the energetic pattern that ties you to those past lives, the strategies, the encodings. And the more you do like several rounds, and it's like, whew, give it a scale of 0 to 10. Get that feeling stuff down. You're like, oh, okay, I feel good. Then if again, it happens again, it should be less. You see it, you take care of it. We want you to stop believing it. It's not that it didn't happen. It's the emotions and the story that says it happened. Okay. Yeah, I was molested. It happened, but it doesn't own me. It's not that I don't believe in it. I just don't invest my energy into it. I'm not squashing it, not suppressing it, none of that. It is, I finished it. I resolved that out. It doesn't have pictures, it doesn't have sound, it doesn't have touch, it doesn't have any of that. Okay, again, it's different than suppressing. So that's what you need to do. I think if you tie yourself into just going, oh, there's a twang, oh, there it is. If there's any reaction other than, huh, because when you do finish getting this shifted, you're going to go, hey, I didn't respond to that. Look at that. You'll start to notice. And I think by disrupting, because you've got a lot here to disrupt. And if you can't do it, then make an appointment with me and we'll start to pull it out. We'll start to transform it out. But I think you can do this. Because you're like, I got all the time on my hands right now. I certainly can. Go for it, girl.
That was perfect, Brenda. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to tell you one more thing. When you go to my website, that's Medicine Woman, what is it? MedicineWomanSolution.weebly.com. I want you to also look for sensory accessing. Okay? Because when you're tapping it out, you can actually begin to notice if there's pictures. Because like you said, you felt that dream. And you could actually feel like there's pictures there. And that's the way our brain talks to us. That when you're tapping, you can actually do the sensory accessing and you can start pulling it out faster and deeper. Okay?
Okay.
And if you have problems with it, just let me know and I'll send you some links.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And thank you for paying it forward. We are happy to have that. And if people don't, apply for it today, we'll then apply it to the next show. Okay? It depends on how people are. Thank you, sweetheart. Nice to talk to you. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Gotta figure out how to get out of here. That's it. No, that's it. That's it. Oh, bye. I gotta figure that out. Okay.
Brenda,
Yes, sweetheart.
we have another pay it forward from Becca. So we have two.
We have two pay it forwards. Now, again, if we can pay it forward today, that's great. If not, then the next show. You know, we've done that before. So it's not a big deal. Don't feel like you have to be compelled. You know, what the next show is Thursday, just in case you want to know. Okay. So, wrong mouse. Let's get the right mouse.
I do have a few names.
I have a few names. And guess what? Melinda got her name in twice for the free reading, for the 15-minute free reading. She gets to put her name into the hope chest for that drawing. So good on Melinda. And then Beck, awesome.
Okay.
So,
here is
nice.
how many names that I have in my little bucket.
Yeah, she's got quite a bit. And then she gets to dump that into the hope chest. Now she crinkles them up so they not land flat and get caught in the corner. No, she's got them all. You know, she knows what drawings feel like.
And I do the Annie Vi corner. One of my mom's girlfriends, her sister would always take, and when she would fold something up, she would always
But the corner.
just do a corner so that when people grab, they would grab her ticket. And by God, it worked.
I need to know that. Thank you very much. I'll have to play that again. Okay. Club. Yes, not a club. That's so funny. I'm trying to catch up on the reading so I can, you know. Okay. All right. So now let me see who's next. We have Jennifer. After Jennifer is, what did you send that for?
Oh, Tammy, that is for the tribe.
Who? Because Melinda sent something here. All right, Melinda, you're going to have to tell me what $7.57 means. I'm not sure what that is. And then Tammy. That's the tribe one. Gotcha. Hey, we got a new member. All right. Woohoo. Yes, it's going to be fun. It's going, you know, I'm going to be throwing up good information, and the interns are going to, they're going to learn how to expand it, to grow and to help, and you know, but basically everything's going to be filtered through me, just let you know for now, so we can get the rhythm of this whole thing. So that person that's next, that I just said the name that just flew out of my head, brilliant. We did Anna. There's Melinda. Jennifer. How would Miss Jennifer? What room is she in anyway, by the way? Do you know where she's at?
No.
Okay. So Jennifer, we got to figure out room you're in. I'm going to pop out and look at the other room just to make sure that we didn't miss you. Because she's probably in this other room here. No, just, okay, so Teresa's there. Okay, so we got to find Jennifer.
And who is the other one that I'm supposed to put in the bucket?
In the bucket. Jennifer Bergman, Bergan. Is that who you want?
And
Melinda Lane, she's in there twice.
yep.
And then Anna, Gyongyyi, the motor.
And Rebecca.
And Rebecca, yep. And Rachel Lawson, she gets to be put into the in the piggy bank. Now what are we talking about? The hope chest. And then of course Tammy, Tammy Ann. Or yeah, that's how she goes by. It goes Tammy Margaret Ann. Don't ask me to say that last name. All right. Okay. So anyways, Jennifer, did we find her? Oh, we did not. Where is she? Did she send an email or anything just in case? Because people can do that too. Miss Jennifer, where are you? Da, 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 da. Oh, that's just Tammy Ann that's in there. And okay, no. I've lost Jennifer. Oh, there she is. Ah, so she goes by that last name. Check that out. Is Keckman, Jennifer Keckman. So you may want to write on that piece of paper her other last name, so I'll remember who she is.
What room is she in?
Oh, regular room, Facebook room. She just appeared right there. She's right there. Okay. It's just me, but Jessie Day paid for me. How does that come through? It says I'm. Okay. I don't know who paid who. Oh, wait. Okay, so whose name goes in the hope chest then? Is it Jennifer? Because she said that Jessie Day paid for her. So you guys to tell me whose name is supposed to go in there. Is it Jennifer or is it Jessie Day? So just let Amy know so that we can work that out. That would be okay. Good. Okay. We got it right. Yes. Jennifer, was there anything specific you wanted to talk about, or did you just want me to roll with it? Oh, look at my hat. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking, there goes my hat. All excited. Never mind. That's just bad, Brenda. Bad, Brenda. Okay. They're just being silly goofs. Jessie paid before me. We both paid. Oh. Hold on. All right, you'll have to figure out what they're talking about because my brain is now boggled. And Melinda, what is the $7.50? We have to find out what that is. All I know, Jennifer, is you're up next. You are the chosen one right now. I don't know why they're being so giggly puss right now. No, at least Bex get it. She's adorable. Good, because I'm not sure what's happening. Oh my God. No, stop it. I swear they're up there just, I'm not their puppet. Well, maybe. Okay, Jennifer, I'm just going to set the timer and then I will look. And I don't think you said you wanted to come in the room because you're more than welcome to come in the room. And if you do, then Amy will let me know. So, ooh, lofty energy. Sometimes you have to pull your weight around, and sometimes it can get too excessive that it mortifies you that you have to take yourself there and be that type of person. Does this make sense to you? Okay. Because who, her, or because that's okay. So criticism from others puts you in that position where you have to defend and use that energy to put yourself in that position. And it's like, are them there fighting words? Yes, it's like Back to the Future when he calls him a coward or a yellow belly. Ooh, them are fighting words. So does that sound familiar to you? Because without realizing it, it says that if the trigger overpowers you and then you're off having to act a certain way, and you're like, after you're done, you know, you have to defend your security boundaries. Defend that security boundaries. Because when you begin to feel this incompatibility, it's like you watched it when you were younger, if that makes sense. And this is how you're supposed to function as a human. Now, what you're beginning to know as you're getting older is that the arrested development, you feel like, I can't seem to heal past a certain thing. I don't know how to get past a certain thing. And there's a certain panic that comes up. And you kind of feel like you're controlled by this trigger, this button. That makes sense? And ego people, you just feel like you're being controlled by it. You're like, ah! And you feel surrounded some days. that it puts you into a sluggish energy when you have to be around them. And so you have to fight to expand your energy to be in existence. Ah, she's absolutely, this is me. Yes. Okay, we got it. Now, what do you want her to do? They want you to notice that there were really predisposition built in, okay, because they said that it's built-in grudges. So it has to be a predisposition, but it's built-in grudges. It's like, this is the way you're supposed to act, Jennifer. And this is the only way you're supposed to respond, Jennifer. And there's a part of you that's like, don't call me Jenny from the block. Yeah. I don't know why. There's just like these trigger words, these little things. And if you didn't respond that way, they'd say, what's wrong with you, Jennifer? Stand up, Jennifer. It's like some people really want you to be a certain way. Yes, ego people all over my 3D world. Yeah. Well, good thing you're moving into the 5D world, honey. They're saying that, oh, I mean, I get in dry mouth. It's like, I have fear that if I don't do it, they'll call me out. Now I feel like I'm in the Spanish Inquisition. So now I feel like I'm back in time. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, if they see that I'm doing something other than what they expect, I'm going to get hung for it. I'm going to be tortured from it. I literally feel like my mouth wants to dry. I'm like, the whole body is responding. Yes, I want to get them gone. Oh, good. This is definitely a past life. I mean, it is so much so. You're drying me out here. Ooh. Again, you don't trust that stability. It's like, let's say everything's going great. I hope they don't notice that I'm not like them. It's like a part of you is afraid that if it's going too smooth, the other shoe's going to drop, or it's going to be unstable at any moment. And you're like, So first of all, why are you still with this group? Well, right now you're probably because you're confined, but the grudge is gone. I mean, not the people. You got a snort out of me. Brilliant. Okay, so now I'm looking. Do people have grudges against you? Okay, because it's like, again, it's like, if you're going to be joining this club, you got to have grudges and you got to talk a certain way. Why do they do this to me? Now you just want to avoid. But there's a sadness because the people that you want to avoid are some people you want to love. And this is where it can get confusing. It just literally is like, I know this stage very well because it took me a while before I had healing tools that when I went through the stage, I would be like, I'm going to be me. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God. And then the self-talk would start to drain me back. And then, or somebody would say something. This is before I knew about gaslighting and before I really got into how people will stonewall you because they don't like you. And to be controlled by this. So they're saying, notice this. Then you need to go into healing out. And what do you want her to heal out the most? Is that toward yourself, you need to feel that you have to make indecisions. And because that happens to be the safest decision is to be indecisive around these people. And that literally kind of pulls you back and you feel sad you can't really be you. And hopefully that makes sense. I mean, because literally I just feel like I want to have burp and gas and digestive issues. I may as well now. There's like, I mean, it's right here. I feel petrified. My hope, we're going to go back to that, where I want to be dried out. I have all of these issues I've got. And so it makes me wonder if your body is living in a response. It is. It is living in a response. It's part of keeping yourself there. So is this a self-imposed limitation? No. Well, then why are you saying that? It's part of your auto response that you have to do that keeps you into these arrested development. So what do you want her to look at? You got to stop believing in overtime hopelessness. Oh, here we go again. Why bother? Every time you try, it just, they're saying become aware of this and then use a healing tool like, oh my God, tapping it out or make an appointment. Because it's time for you to really get that experience out and those thought processes that keep you in a specific point. Yes, I'm stuck here. I know why I can't move. Yes, grudges on me because I stopped dealing with them, my husband's family. Yes, okay. And the stuck is that the part of you can't be you. You're not going to be open and willing because, again, it goes like going back to the Spanish Inquisition. If you understand the Spanish Inquisition, if they knew that you thought different than they did, then they would put you in a stretcher, tear you up, torture you in some form, believe the way we believe, and it's like, and then convert. It was a nasty period. Okay? You're like, I don't want to convert. I don't want to be that. I don't want. But at the same time, it's like, oh, can't this just end? And I want to love, but a part of me is like saying, I don't even want to be around this. So it's pulling you away from what you are because it's the feeling. It's those feelings of overtime hopelessness. It's the feeling that this is going to happen again. At any moment, the shoe's going to drop. Heal all those out. They're all separate. Heal them out. Okay? You can do it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say it. Vashti, right?
Yeah.
Vashti is right. She says you can love someone and still be yourself. You're proud of me, Vashti? I hope you got it right. Oh, she says, I feel a fear of self. Yeah, there's a part of us that don't want to be ourselves because of what's going to happen. Who's next? La, 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 la. Oops, got the wrong screen. Tammy. No, not Tammy. We got them all, right? Yeah, we did. Now we've got the 2 freebies. Jennifer says, that all makes so much sense. Spot on, Brenda. I'm making an appointment to help me fix this. Good. I'm outgrowing it and I can't do it alone. Yes, I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is because I want to make sure people get to understand that we have 2. We don't have to get them all, but if there are people here that wants a reading, that 6-minute reading, because 2 people, Beck and Melinda, have paid it forward. And so they're gifted. And thank you for that. Yeah, they're gifted women as well. Sorry. Amy, would you smile? You're on camera. And
My head is spinning.
She's feeling like shit. Okay.
Just a little bit.
So Jess and I both paid. So please, where did it get paid? How come I don't see that? Huh?
That's what I'm trying to figure. I was trying to figure that out too.
Okay, so Tammy Ann, we got that. She paid. That's $11 she paid. Then we have Rachel. Yep, that's paid. That's done. Then we got Anna. Yep, that's done. And then Melinda had 2. Yep. Okay, good. Got that. Then the Jennifer, I see 1. I don't see where the other one got paid. I'm going to go to my other account and maybe that'll show me directly because I don't see this other one that you're talking about. My stomach. Who's got an upset stomach? I don't do those. Just saying. Kevin, are you here?
Not me. It's just my head.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. Okay, no, here, there's Rachel, there's Anna, there's Melanie, there's Jennifer, and then there's Tanny. I don't see that one you guys said that you paid. Where did you send it to and how did you send it? Because it's not into PayPal. Just to let you guys know. I'm going to check again. Aha. There it is. No, wait. Did we do that one? We already did that one. Never mind. That's not it. Now, whose name am I looking for? Jessie Day?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
she said I have an email that says sent payment. But that's, yeah,
the only ones
that
I got,
I don't know.
I got Tammy, Rachel, Anna, Melinda, Jennifer, and then the other two are not of the show. I did not receive it, not into PayPal. Double check to make sure that when you pay, if you're going to use, probably because the timer's in the way, make sure that it goes paypal.me/reading11. Okay. Or if you put in, because some people do that, put in MWS4U@dr.com. That's another way people pay. So just to let you know, kind of check to make sure you look, show me a receipt, show me, take a picture of that to which you paid so I can see where it went, how it was sent, and so we can kind of fix this. Okay.
Yeah, send me a screenshot.
That's the word. I knew there was a word somewhere. Silly girl. Okay, Jessie says I use PayPal and email. Okay, but yeah, send us a screenshot so we can see it. Okay, Donna Johnstone's name goes into the, because she wants,
Yep,
she wants.
I got her.
Okay. Again, if there's anybody here, just say, yes, please, and then we'll put your name. Now, if you've already had one and all this, that, just kind of, pay it forward for others. So if you want one, like, so we got Donna in there. And we'll go that route. And then, let's see, we have, I'm going to double check the rooms real quick. Ooh, what is this? Something just came through on my phone. Where is it? Lord have mercy. Oh, wait. Something came through. There she is. We got her now. Okay, so make sure you put her name on the piece of paper, Jessica Day. And then Jessica, you want it just like this, or you can come into the Zoom room. That's up to you, hon. That is up to you. Where in the world did you go? Okay, so Lo Brown wants her name's into the gifted part.
Yep, got her.
Okay, good. So just want to make sure. Let me get rid of my hair. Vashti. No, was it Vashti? Shita. Now I got it completely wrong. It just went out of my head. I give up. I had it. And then all of a sudden it's just poof. Son of a gun. Okay. All right, Jessie, what do you want? What would you like us to talk about? Jennifer's excited too. Yay. Okay. So, would you stop pushing that button? It makes the screen go away, Brenda. Oh. Where did you go, woman? She's over there messing
You
with
must have something clicked that you can't see. I put the
playing
logo
peekaboo.
up.
Oh, well, peekaboo to you too. Okay. You can tell my laptop's over there. All right, get the right mouse. She says no Zoom room. That's fine. And so I'm going to start talking. And if you'd like to talk about certain things, you go ahead and let me know. I'm going to do my best to look up. Okay. Awkward. Your safety has been in check. In safety, insecure, awkward feeling, stress, nervous, deprived, mortified. That's deep shame. All have to do with a strategy about how to stay alive. When? When you're 2 years old. Is it yours? No. So your environment is that you would see people, and that is how you're supposed to look. That is how you're supposed to react. That's how, isn't that interesting? So this, but your own is this panic. So you've added panic to this toward yourself, and you're repulsed against these people. You fractured yourself at 3, and the energy changed, and now you feel wishy-washy. So what does all that mean? I know it sounds scary, but there's a party that says, I can't be me. Like when I was younger, there was a part of me that I was mean. Apparently I was a mean little girl. And I would look and see how my family was, and my mother was crying, and I was not going to be that. So I put a not. So I fractured myself that I am going to obey my mother. I'm going to make my mother happy. So I cut out a big chunk of myself. Fast forward many years, my loving sweet self, I got people that take advantage of me. I got people that just railroaded me, and I had gaslighters, one after the other. Now that I've healed a lot of the stuff out, all those buttons I removed, and I'm looking at people that's trying to do that to me, and I'm like, I see your pattern. No, thank you. And I don't have to be mean. I don't have to, but I can, what the qualities of knowing that I can stand up for myself are very important. Now, you have something that you've remembered. There's a visual picture that's really strong. It has to do with unexpressed gender. So like, if you can't be, because I couldn't be, I chose not to be female. I chose to, okay, I feel like I should be a boy. So part of me started to cut out being female. It was like bad quality. Like my ex would say, oh, you women talk on the phone too much. And then all of a sudden I found out years later, I just won't use the phone. I don't want him to accuse me of that shit. And it was like a real wake-up call when I started to know that I was stopping myself from being me. And here all this time I thought I was being me, but I started to wake up how I reacted when I heard certain things. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want that. Okay, I just don't want that. Good night, Beck. And where's this? Oh, it's sitting in, okay. They want me to notice something. She's missing out of her lungs. Let me just find what that means. Because we can be disconnected, and we create these disconnections for a very specific reason. And they're telling me, okay, first of all, where are you? You're on a -10. I don't want to be around these people. I don't want to be what? I don't, so your strategy to survive was to kind of, I don't want to have a broken heart. Well, what age did you have your broken heart? Oh, at 1 year old. Oh, I don't want to feel it. So this is where you kind of put, if you don't want something, and what happens with a child is it doesn't know how to pacify, it doesn't have a pacifier, it doesn't know how to pacify, it doesn't know how to stop the thoughts or the feelings. If you've had a broken heart at that age, we have a hell of a time at teenagers. We have a hell of a time at any age. But to have it at that age, you didn't know what to do with it. So just like I did when I was molested, I cut that piece of myself out. I fractured myself and said, I can't process what had happened to me. It wasn't until 30 years later that all of a sudden, actually, 25 years later, I guess, it came back and it had hit me, but I was old enough to know it and to feel it and to process it out because I had some more tools for this. Okay, just tell me if I'm in the ballpark. I just need to know. Okay. So there's a part of you that just can't be fully you. You've kind of created a disconnection. And when I'm looking to find out is because of the negative energy, I'm just curious, do we need to, is this a sensitive? It has to do with spirit is out of body. Okay, difficult to be a parent. Okay, so I need to, yeah, I went blind. I'm going to have to just shut that up. Your spirit, okay, so there's a certain portion of your spirit is outside of the physical body, and it'll feel similar to a disconnection, but it's outside. And so because that energy is outside, it is, oh, thank you. That's what I wondered. Because you didn't know how to cope and deal with that. So I'm going to ask Spirit, because of this, do we need to remove something, clear something, because that was a safety blanket? Or do we need to put the spirit back? Can we just bring the spirit back in the body? Is it safe to bring? Is there anything causing dislodging? No. Okay. It's time to bring this part of your spirit first home. And when it starts to feel safe, then you'll start to feel like you can bring the rest of you home. Trust me. So I'm asking your body, and it's like, please, please connect the spirit into the body. So I'm now going to ask, is it everywhere? No. The spirit is not inside the lung. It's just outside. And so I'm going to, so do you want the spirit connected to the lungs? Do you want the lungs connected to, no, they are. That part's fine. It's just the spirit needs to come back into the lungs. So if you're willing to play with me, you can get a refrigerator magnet or you can just use your hand, okay? I'm going to use this. Now, you're going to, oops, not do that. And you're going to, I'm going to put the spirit back into my lungs where it belongs. I put the spirit back into my lungs where it belongs. I put the spirit back into my lungs where it belongs. I put my spirit back into my lungs 100% where it belongs. And you can do this up to 10 times. And part of you will begin to, you may, if you're aware of yourself, you may all of a sudden go, oh, you breathe different or you feel different. Some people may look at you and go, oh my God, your face is even, you know, because I've had people's face and every part of them just seem different. When that communication gets stronger, your body will start to feel like, yes, it'll feel better, okay? If you have pictures of this nasty stuff that's happened to you, then you can go into medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, look under healing tools. I'm going to suggest you take the sensory accessing and start pulling it out of your eyes, maybe out of your ears, or maybe just off your body. Because I've had to remove things feeling wise because it was stuck. I'd be like, no, okay? If you feel like they took something from you and they've left the goober on you, then you're going to look under cord switching. Is that what it's called? Cord switching? Why all of a sudden it doesn't sound right? But it is the cord switching. And then you're going to, in that whole process, will help you, trust me, when you get into pulling it out, and you can add one more step that, because of all that, put your hand on your forehead, literally like this, okay? And you're covering it. And keep your hand there when you're healing. You'd be amazed at how you're going to help the electromagnetic energy, the blood come back up to your forebrain so you don't have to be in stress. You don't have to feel like you a reliving hell. Your body is beginning to tap into that innate healing, and it'll begin to start to repair when you're adding tools that help. If it gets to the point where you're like, I then start tapping, do the EFT, and then add the sensory accessing as you're tapping. You'd be very surprised at how much a couple rounds will start. Do it every day. Do it at the pace that is okay with you. And if you can't do it, sweetheart, you can make an appointment with me, and we can start to see how we start clearing out and resolving some of those chemical peptides of emotions, how those pictures, those thoughts, we can start clearing some of that out. Okay, hon? Just let you know. Okay, now let's go and see. All right, is there a lot of 1 minute?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 minutes. 10 minutes tops, and then we'll do the free pay it forwards. Okay.
Okay.
So first one, go ahead.
Miss Patty.
Miss Patty, give a timestamp. Miss Patty. Where are you going? She's working on her second chakra, and it's like she keeps looking and saying, there's efforts unreceived. There's efforts unreceived. And I keep hearing that you don't realize that you're looking at it. And then you kind of worry. Start noticing if you're worrying, because you're losing a great amount of power. Okay, you don't need to lose that great amount of power. So then something didn't work there. And then you have to notice how worry.
She did ask a question.
Well, I'm asking.
What do I do about my gastrointestinal issues?
Okay, that is all related to how she panics. That has to do with feeling the bully energy that she puts upon herself to always be this person. When she moves into a certain state, okay, her stomach, her gastro is saying, the profound unrequited love. I don't like that feeling. Okay, it is literally part of, I can't let something go because now all of a sudden I want to cough and cry, and I just become very self-conscious. What people think of me, I can't let that go. Her body likes to, it's just going into panic. What I want you to do is I want you to hold L1D. Good God. Hold L1D and feel this panic. Feel all of it. Help process it through. All right, Spirit, can I have my face back? Chord transfer is actually chord switching, and that should be on the site, because I think it's actually, that's the way it's, because switching is definitely one of the words. Yeah, there it is, chord switching. Okay. Who's next?
Inez.
Who?
Inez.
Inez. Okay. Did you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Inez! You sweet thing. Oh, they said that you kind of been muddled instability, which means your thinking was kind of muddled. Why is that? You feel deficient about something. You noticed, they said you noticed that you feel like you have to diminish your character around someone, and you're starting to begin to actually notice it. You're like, wait, this is kind of like a habit now. And you're strong. You're just like, oh no, this isn't going to happen. But all of a sudden, you're noticing that there's like a hidden button somewhere. You're like, oh, what? And you're kind of getting tired of it. And Spirit says you're beginning to notice that you have to live through other people's plans. And they're like, I don't want to do that anymore. But every time you try to expand yourself, you feel like this rubber band is pulling you back. And they said that the more you begin to notice this, you should be getting stronger. But when you don't notice it, you're going to feel like you're becoming weaker. And Vicky says, do you have to do the chord switching one person at a time? Or can you just line up all those people and have a party? You can have one person, or you can have a group. You have one cord, and then you have like a broomstick. All of these things coming out that can be, so you can do groups. You can do signature of the people that are the same assholes. Assholes, please line up. Sit down in your designated seats. This is going to be a bumpy ride. Okay? You literally can do this. It is at the end when you put the golden white light cord down and you ask, do you accept this? And if they say yes, good, they leave the room. If they don't, they keep the cord and they have to stay there. And then that means there's more shit that you got to do later with them. And you'll see, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, it is different. You go back in and do the cord switching one more time once you get to see more of what the pattern is. Okay? Okay, who's next?
CJ Crystal Allen.
Okay.
Can
CJ
you please scan me to see if everything is good around me and my house, please?
Yeah, you have been putting, there's like, I feel like you've smudged. I feel like you've done something. I'm going to tell you another little thing you can do. And it's good, but I'm just going to tell you one little thing you can do. You know what a pyramid shape is, okay? You can put a pyramid of white light over your house, inside your house. And believe it or not, you can say, in Jesus' name. The word Jesus is such a strong, powerful name. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with the Christ consciousness. It has to do with how Jesus was in a specific point through history that was really about casting out. So if you're really worried, you put that pyramid, you imagine that pyramid, you get that solid, it's a white light. And then you say, in Jesus' name, you keep that strength. Every day you see it. Every day you check it. And if you think something's inside, you need to heal the feelings out, because nothing usually penetrates through that. And if it does, that means you have to heal how you have fear of it, how you believe it's hurting you, and how it's there. You literally need to detach how you accept, believe, and give it your willpower. You need to take back your power, take back that belief, and you have to unaccept that. And you have to really look at that pyramid and say, in Jesus' name, it's here, and you can feel it. You actually will begin to hear it hum, and it's safe. Okay? Who's next?
Megan.
Megan. Okay. Hope you timestamp these, because I don't know if anybody gets these reads. Megan. Where are we going? All right. Something about Megan. Megan, it is, they're telling you not engage in something, and they want you to understand that you're worth waiting for. It is allowing yourself to say, wait, I'm putting the brakes on something, because the type of love that really is happening is kind of one-sided. It's part of the unrequited. It means someone loves someone more. And if that's the case, then it'll create some major issues that you do not need to do. Don't convince yourself that it's going to change. You have to allow yourself to be okay with how your decisions are. Don't keep asking every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or whatever female names you want to use, that say, you know, what should I do? How should I do this? Because you're going to keep getting mixed reviews. You're going to get other people's opinion, and you're not going to be able to consider the source. You need to understand, you need to begin to trust yourself. If you feel like it's out of love and you're not quite feeling like you're getting it back, stop yourself. Just literally stop yourself, because you're learning how to express your love, and you need to get it from a person that can receive your love. Okay? You don't need to sit there and put yourself in a certain position that is going. I just feel like I had raindrops all over me. You don't need to feel like you need to cry. Okay, you don't need to feel like when someone cries and tries to pull you into their story so that you'll, okay, fine, I'll be your girlfriend. No, don't do that. Okay, who's next?
LaRonda.
Rhonda. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. I swear to God, every time with that name. La, 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 la. Okay, let's just get on with it, Brenda. Oh my God, you're so funny tonight. All right, so Rhonda. Ooh, pick me a card, pick me a card. Okay, young lady, okay. I will pick you a card. Let's do something different. Ooh, wow. Okay, have fun, it says. Have fun. And don't lose your shit. Have fun. Have fun. Let's pull you. Good God. Okay, so support. You need support, so always stay connected. And please, would you just ask? Don't feel like you got to get alone. You've got your tribal. You've got your what do you call it? Your pilot friends. Is that what you guys are? Yeah, pilot students, pilot friends, pilot
Pilot tribe. There we go.
Pilot tribe. and girl, hello from the other heaven. Somebody is saying hello to you from heaven, and they're saying, we're watching. You got this, and we hear your gratitudes. But I just heard, have you played the gratitude game with the with your kids, or with the little one? Playing the gratitude game. Because I said, oh yeah, it's like Thanksgiving horror movie, sitting at the table. Who's giving thanks? Oh, I'm not doing that game. Okay, so anyway, be creative. Why do I want to touch my nose all of a sudden? It's like, oh my God. All right, there we go. Okay, who else has got the 1 minute?
Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine. Okay, so timestamp that. Miss Jasmine. Here we go. Action is required because there is this judgment that's happening to you. So you can feel a judgment, and action is required you want her to be more compatible. You want her to find the third option. They want you to, yes, that's what they want. But you have to be careful because there's like a habit, a bad memory, and you feel like, oh my God, I can't do it because you vividly recall this thing. So I'm going to tell you what the third option is and how I'll give you an example. For instance, I like light coming through my bedroom window. My husband's like, but I don't like all the neighbors looking at me. So we need a curtain. And I'm like, but I need light. And he goes, I don't like people looking at my nakedness. I'm like, okay, fine. And I said, Spirit, give me that third option. They go, ooh, lace curtains. Oh, found some in the other room, put up the lace curtains. And he's like, that'll work. And we were both happy. Neither one of us had to compromise. So the hand towel in the bathroom, I have to tell you this one too. They're laughing. So this man will wash his hands or take a shower, and he walks off with the towels. Okay, number one, I don't like to have wet hands. I will wash them and want to dry them. I don't want to walk through the house trying to find a towel. And it's like, we're out of sync. I need a third option before I go crazy, before I want to blow my stack, before I want to be human, right? So third option. All of a sudden, I took a towel. It was a kitchen towel. I cut it in half. I crocheted a top to it, and I put a button on it. And then I put it through the loop. So he goes to dry his hands. He can't take it.
And you get to dry your hands.
And I get to dry my hands. So there's a third option, and it's not that he was trying to take it because he was, that was just how he lived for so long. So learning to find that third option. Let Spirit help you be clever on whatever it is that you're going to do. Ah! So LaRonda says, oh, okay, thank you so much. Uplifting to get me happier. And put some music on. Get that soul moving. All right, give me the next minute.
TP.
TP. Hello, darling. All right. Ooh, we got some good. You got some goodies too. This one? No. Don't yell at me. Yes. Yes, this one. Get the butterflies out because of the transformation. Okay. Miss. Oh, we have soul solitude. Oh, your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for your soul solitude. It is time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you. So you need to create a little bit of a sacred space if you can. And if you have already sacred space, it's time to clean it out maybe a little bit. Make sure there's no pictures of people in it. Because, good God, you do not need their attitudes, their mannerisms to come in. And there's a part of you that needs to go in and communicate with your inner child so that you can actually feel that child's love. And if you forget what that is, then go and watch how child's love feels like, or your dog, that love. Tap into that sacred space because it's going, that's what you need right now. It's just like, it's like, I'd like taking a nice hot bath. That's what it feels like. Okay. Who else, Maybe? Huh?
I said, oh God, that sounds good.
I know. Right now, we ripped my bathtub out and we're supposed to get me a soaker tub because of my spine. So I can just slide in and sit down and enjoy it. But with this, what do you call it? The Corona shutdown. I got this big hole in my bathroom. I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't get in and out of the tiny little bathtub anyway, because it's like you get in there, it covers one ass cheek and everything else freezes. So I was like, too big for this tub. I feel like I'm an Amazon inside this. And so it's like, that's why we got rid of it.
Yeah, I haven't had a bathtub in this house for probably 20 years. Before I moved here, I had bought myself, my ex was like all pissed until he used it. But I got jets and everything, and I got a bathtub. He said, it'll never fit. I said, bullshit. It fit. And it was so, I could lay down in it, and I had my itty bitties covered, and I was like, oh, this is heaven. I mean, bubbles everywhere, and all you see is his head, and you're like, yeah. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to create myself another tub. Who'd you say was next? Vashti. She says that yesterday was the anniversary of my brother's passing. Any messages from him?
Oh, you're being called, sir. Come to the forefront. Well, it's funny. All of a sudden, it was like I see a pilot in my face, or a soldier. But he's in white. Does that mean sailor? Wait, I can't tell what it is. But it was just like, yes. Unless it's a joke. Get the cards? Get the cards. I'll get the cards. Those? No. Are we going to argue tonight? No. All these cards and you don't want any of them? No. How about these ones? They're pretty. No. Is that just a sign that's what he did? How about these ones? Yes. More butterflies. Just different. We can do this. He says, don't turn the timer on. Oh my God. He's like wanted to smack my hand. Nice. What? And this one, okay. This isn't your hour, mister. I guess it's these two. Ha! I will tell you what those are in just a minute because he's like, you see? This one? Okay. And this one. What are you talking about? Don't put that one. You're funny. Okay, so the ones that you seen how he wanted me to knock him on hands. It goes, I'm here helping you. Don't be afraid. He says, it's time to welcome that new. Okay, welcome the, get your hand out of the way. Welcome the new, isn't that pretty? Because it's time to leave something behind. We don't know exactly what it is yet, because it's stopping you from having your spiritual growth. He's literally tattling, saying something is not allowing you to have your spiritual growth. So something you have to leave behind. And he is now pointing out that had you felt attacked, feeling attacked, you need to stop it and just leave it behind. Okay?
He was either murdered or committed suicide.
Ah! Is that what you're saying, that you need to leave that behind? Can she not stop focusing on it? Because he's saying it's time to leave. He wants you to do spiritual growth. He says, your ass is here because I sent you here. Oh, you are getting a little bit. Yeah. He drew you to me. He says it's time now. Time to leave that behind, because you got to welcome the new. And he really wants you to go so you can have spiritual growth. He really wants you to be in spiritual growth. I think that's pretty loud. He's here to help you, man. He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay. I just have a quick question. Oh, so your soul buddies, you have traveled many times before. He says, I see all your thoughts. And he says, you should know I am not sorry for the way I went, because that's the way my soul wanted to go. But please remember, I love and forgive, and please forgive me, because it was time. You're meant to stay. Yeah. Wow. I think that's pretty powerful. He says he wants you to grow. So if you're having problems healing the pain, you should know and understand that we can actually help you get past certain pains, certain pictures, and certain things. Okay, is there anybody else?
Angie on.
Okay, it sounded like you had gum in your mouth, but what'd you say?
Angie.
Angie. Angie who?
Angela Allen.
Oh, hi, darling. Okay, yes. What? So you've been not engaging, and it's hard for you to get to know yourself and to get to know other people, because it's part of you that just feels like I can't let anybody help me. And I'm asking Spirit, why is that? And it's because there are some issues that I don't know how to heal. And if I said, well, can you give them the direction? And they said, well, it's because if I were to just address cloudy thinking, just cloudy thinking, even though I have cloudy thinking, what will happen is your brain will say, I can let this go. I can start to get past the cloudy thinking, because cloudy thinking is like an emotion. And it literally is stunting you from moving in the direction you need to. Sometimes you bully yourself to get out there, do what you need to do, but the cloudy thinking will just whoop, put you right back into it. And time to let that go, okay? Because the cloudy thinking was put there for a particular reason. For whatever reason, we can get into it later. I thought I sounded like Pepe Le Pew. You're right. That made it sound, yeah. Okay.
Vicky is wondering if her friend Cheryl is around and if she has a message.
All right. What? Okay, I got a scroll in my hand. So let me just. Hello. from the other side. All of a sudden, who's the one that sang that? Adele. Oh God, there's a lot of inner crying. She goes, girl, I get you, I get you, I get you. Well, what does it get? You just have to ask, ooh, what? And believe. Just have to ask and believe. And the soul solitude. Right now. All right, so what you need to do, according to her, what I can hear, she says she liked the advice of the pyramid. Because you can't run and you're in that environment of that energy, and everything in that room or that house yells at you from the past. Is to get soul solitude, is part of it is to create a pure white pyramid, okay, the golden white light pyramid, and feel it around you, on the bed, in that space, around the house, in the yard, and start to believe that that little girl is whole. Start to believe so she can see it. She can't see the hope. And there's a part of you that just needs to ask. And you're like, but I have been. But here's the thing. The energy has been handed to you. And it's the filter of that little girl to some degree that feels like it's repeating certain things. But you can get more. You can get to the next stage. You really can. She believes in you. She really, really does. And stop. Okay. She says, the hardest part for anybody to understand is that I had to leave that way. Now she's poking at me saying, tell. Okay. How the physical body leaves, it can be one of, out of the quantum field, of many different ways of doing it. How we see as humans is that we think, we feel how horrified it is. We really don't, we really get into the, Now, what's interesting about when I'm looking at people that's either committed suicide or any of that, the interesting part is, I swear to God, what you believe, you go over, you have certain life reviews, you have certain things you got to do, and you're going to believe this is what your mansion is, which is hell or a shack or whatever. You don't stay there long because time is not the same, but you don't stay there long. But there is actually a part where that light and hope is always shining to the point where there's love. It's a feeling of such great love. It's not the same, because when you go, your emotional body, your mental body is weighing you down to, no matter what your inner world creates your outer world to be. When you start to process, they burn up. And I'm not talking about your body. I'm talking about that part of you that says you don't have to take that emotions with you, that you don't have to take that mental body with you. And so then you learn to process life differently when you're in that different frequency. They're just like in the next room, frequency-wise. You just can't see them. Your eyes can't see them. But we go in and we run to the end of our timeline and we create stories. This is why I don't really care to watch anything scary or anything sad or any of that stuff, because that's opinions. That's different perspectives to some degree. But I don't need to have to think this is what they went through. This is my worst fear. That when my girlfriend got killed in a Texas mudslide, it was, I was pregnant, so I was horrified. And yes, I think I affected my son, but it was, I started to go there. My emotions were going there. And then all of a sudden spirit goes, stop. And I felt like my mind got steady. Those 41 thoughts that were going crazy. Spirit says, stand on the carpet. Now, when you get further along with me, you'll know that I stand on a magic carpet. I swear to God, energy swoops in, comes in and settles this energy. And I'm carried through that energy of the bandwidth. It's a higher frequency. And all of a sudden, all of my chakras and everything start to line up. That day, I can't remember if I was 7 months or 5 months, but I just remember I was like, these thoughts are going crazy. And all of a sudden I felt like this is the first time I really felt that magic carpet get underneath my feet. And all of a sudden I felt everything shift, and I could totally see how my thoughts were emotions that were creating a story that had not really existed. And all of a sudden I heard, don't worry. She went black before it happened, before all of this, it went black. Instead of your imagination that she was screaming, looking at it, going screaming, she went to the black. And I know what the black means. Because when I was choking to death, I was having, and I didn't know what it was, but I was having an asthma attack. Okay. And when I had an asthma attack, I picked up the phone, I dialed 911, fell, and I went into a black. And I remember there was nothing there. I couldn't feel any emotion. I couldn't feel my physical body. But then I looked at my body, and it's convulsing. It's doing everything it can to come alive, because that's part of the survival thing. I said, I can't feel that. But I couldn't feel sorry for it. I couldn't go there. And all of a sudden I hear, it's not time. And I felt them trying to stuff me back into my body. And then all of a sudden my throat opened up and I'm back into my body. Now I'm getting ready for work. So I just had this pretty pink outfit on, and I'm supposed to be running out the door because I'm not supposed to be late. And I was full drenched. I mean, you'd swear somebody I took a shower or something. It was just full drenched. I had to rip off my clothes, jump in the shower, jump and get clothes on just to get to work on time. I can't remember if I was late or not, but you gotta not run with this. When my brother, again, there's that question whether he committed suicide or murder. At first, it was like I couldn't feel him. And then all of a sudden, I feel like there's this laugh that he would do, and I would hear it. And then Benita, my sister, when she died for getting in a car accident, she had cancer. Body finally got rid of the cancer, and then she got hit with a car and died. It was her time to go. But the unique thing about it was that I felt like she's like, hey, I got my bro again. And she wasn't talking about my first brother. She was talking about the one she bonded with. So we don't have all the answers about what happens when people commit suicide. We don't have all the answers. And we don't have to go into all the fear and the horror either. Okay? Well, he may be gentle and sweet, but when he come up here, he's like, no, we got to do this. And I think it's because we had such a short amount of time. He was like being playful. And it's like, I think it's funny. Okay. So that was deep. Was there any more 1 minutes?
2.
All right.
Cecilia Mary.
Cecilia Mary. I feel like you're really not feeling well, young lady. That's you I'm talking to. Anyway, you're silently brooding, Cecilia Mary. There's a silent brooding. There's a part of you that feels like you have to sit back and take it. And there's this, lives what? And there's a part of you that doesn't know it because you're doing an auto response. You just go into it and it'll be like autopilot and you won't know it. And then there'll be like, all of a sudden, let's say you wake up a couple of hours later, you're like, oh, and you feel helpless. And you feel like you want to disconnect, or you already have disconnected, but you feel like they did it to you. And your body's like saying, you know what? It feels like it's revved up. It feels like it's got erratic energy. And a lot of it is not yours. And they're saying that if you go to my website, get the free healing tool of Celtic Weave, the Connecting Heaven and Earth, or the and the hookup, you can start kicking some of these people's energies out of your system, so your body will stop becoming them, and your body will stop obeying that energy. You can start to kick people's energy out, and make sure you say your name 3 times so that you can start owning who you are instead of getting caught lost in the story. Who else?
Anya Adams.
Anya.
She says, "Good day. How are you? I just lost my job yesterday and now I am heartbroken from it and confused. I don't know what to do now. I realize it's probably would not be a great time to go visit John anytime soon because of the coronavirus going around now. I just hope that I can be with him soon. I am asking for any advice you can tell me now. Thank you."
Well, right now, the emotion is going to own you, because the change that you're supposed to have was meant to happen to help you reset, to find who you are. But you cannot do that if the emotion is going to make you feel unsafe or insecure, or you just don't feel stable, because your mind can go into, I can't afford, I can't do this, I can't, and that doesn't help when other people are feeling the same way, because then all that energy becomes collective. No, please don't go visit him right now, because there's this battle out there of energies, and you really don't need to pick up all that energy being as vulnerable as you feel right now. And I will tell you, the best thing for you is to place your hand on your forehead and just start feeling the pain. Feel your way through it, but use your hand on your forehead. And like this, just like this. Okay, the oh my God. And leave it there, because you can allow yourself to process some of that feeling. Put it on a scale from 0 to 10. Measure it. If you don't measure it, you won't know you really shifted. Okay? Amy, I'm very concerned about you.
Why?
Okay, so Rachel, Mary, you've got any, not sure if your emails. Rachel, I think maybe yours, let me check. I want to make sure that you're not using the old email, because I can't remember who no, I don't see it. Okay. Some people I've been getting that have been using the very old email. And because of that, let me just double check. Stuck now. Yes. Okay. Vashti. She's using the old email. We need to have you use the new one. When was this? At 10:17. Vashti says pay it forward 6 minutes. Did somebody pay? What does that mean? No, Vashti has to know what that means.
Oh, I think there was another pay it forward then. And she was saying, she emailed saying that she wanted.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I'm not seeing Rachel Mary's. Oh, no, my video's gone. Oh, dear Lord.
Where?
Oh, it says I'm not here. It's
Well,
gone.
I see you.
I can't see nothing. It says, sorry, we're having trouble playing the video.
No, I still see you. And I have YouTube up. I can speak.
YouTube's fine. It's Facebook.
No, Facebook is still up too. Yeah, I get that on the computer too, but you're on the tablet.
Well, that sucks, because I can't see if I've done anything. Okay, even with the lag time, I'm still there?
Yeah.
Okay, we have you here. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, I'm just going to run with it. And if I look over here, it's because at least I got something to see what I'm doing.
Okay, why are you so concerned about me? That's a little freaky there.
Well, your head's spinning.
Well, yeah.
But why are you accepting it? So give me a second. I want to figure out why my moderator is heads like, oh, hold on. Your polarity is locked. Okay, your polarity is frozen, meaning you've got no energy.
Okay.
That's not running forward properly. So you have one that's on a lockdown. How many are doing it? And they said one in particular. And I said both sides, and they want you to rub the gallbladder point. Gallbladder 40, do it on both sides. Now, who's going to win this? Who's got it? Vicky says, Amy just broke a pattern. Hey, Megan, how you doing? Ah,
Angela Beachman?
Angela Beachman. Who's that? Angela Beachman? What room?
She was in the main page.
Okay, if there's an Angela Beachman, and you love my hat, thank you. You know, I have had so much fun time doing that interview. I'm still high off it. You were such a delight to talk with and to be with. And I don't know, just want to send out some love, that's for sure. Okay, so we have names in the hat. Hey, Megan, if we've got we have one pay it forward now. If you want your name in it, and so that if you want to see if you want to win, that's good. You know, let us know by saying yes, please, and we can put your name in. Anybody else that has arrived that wants a chance to win the pay it forward, then you just say yes, please. We'll put your name in. And we're looking for an Angela Beachman, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's funny. Megan, my Facebook says it says, sorry, we're having trouble playing the video. And all I can say is.
Brenda, both sides.
What's that?
Am I supposed to rub both sides?
Yes, please. Yes, yes, and yes. Give me back my screen. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, she said yes. Put Megan's name in. Oh, make sure we have Cecily Mary.
Yep, I see that.
Cecilia. God. You know, I don't know if you have that same problem, Megan, but it's like as soon as I get in these spiritual spaces, I can't do math or I can't do spelling, or I'm surprised I can read. To tell you the truth, I think it's because I've had this pattern for so long. Okay, so I don't see Angela yet, and we'll give her another shot. So what we'll do is that shake up the jar and let's reach in and let Spirit pick another. We'll see what happens.
I sent you a private message. Read that before I draw the next name, please.
Good. I just say good. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, you know what? We can put that live. Hold on. Because YouTube has this. Where am I putting my feature? Okay, there you are. Shake it up. Let everybody see you have a jar, or looks like a
At the
beef.
top of my Starseed Oracle card box.
See that? Okay, so shake it up. Hold it up high so that it doesn't look like you're looking. And let Spirit pick it. Okay. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have?
It's Guera.
Okay, she's right there.
Yep.
Okay, hilarious. I have a video that popped up and people are dancing as if someone's excited. Okay, so now we have to, okay. Well, I know it's been 2 hours ago. And so did she do her 1 minute read? Because she just won the 6 minute. No, that doesn't mean we're not in the running, because if Angela, who'd you say? Beachman?
Yeah, I haven't seen her for.
Yeah. And sorry, when spirit speaks, it's hard to make sure. So people, you know. How would you say that? Guera? Well, it's CJ Allen anyway. It's CJ, yeah. So what you're going to need to do is, because Jennifer not Jennifer, Angela. So just draw out another name. Okay. And if I'm going to just start doing your read, Guera. And if you happen to want to know what we're going to talk about, you have to look up. And then you picked up another name, and what do you got?
Vashti.
Vashti? Well, all right, Vashti, you got it. Okay, so you think about what you want, Vashti, okay? Oh my God, that song. I was petrified. I will survive. I can't sing, people, but you kind of know the song. You're stuck in defense mode. Your age is 33 and a half. You got damage to your head. Wow, I just went black. So I'm assuming that means you got knocked unconscious. There was a broadcast message that you were supposed to learn loud and clear, that you have to diminish who you are and live their way. So were you with a violent person? Because the pictures and the images are very strong. It's affecting the way I want to breathe. You're supposed to take that inferior status and the action. What do you mean? And the action that okay, so because that was happening, in order to survive, the things that we do to ourselves, is that I do not have security. In order to get security, I have compelled to correct myself. Okay, I feel this compelled to correct myself. And the way you would do it is when you moment before you saw it, was that you already knew that there was going to be disapproval. So you kind of put your eyes and your ears in that position, and that caused you to feel, I have to be like 2 steps ahead. I have to constantly be on guard. here it comes. And these are the filters that affect you in your environment. The fear that's happening, and we've talked about this before. I'm sure we've talked about this before. I'm sure you are the same person, because now as I'm looking at the pictures, it is the damage to which you had, that violent nature that happened, the pictures that are in your head, your body is going, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. So your body's consciousness is saying it's going to happen again, or it is happening again. Constantly be stuck in the alert mode. Now, you're consciously going to walk around going, no, everything's fine. But your emotions that were trapped are telling you a different story. The emotion is hysterical. This energy, I'm not hysterical, but look back at the violence. Hysterical is this part of you that goes, I'm fine 1 minute, and the next minute it's like, okay, or you got to cry, or you got to go in paranoia. This is part of a PSTD energy that it's happening. As it starts to roll out, your body's consciousness rolls out. It has this filter that, and then your then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. You're back to normal. And so this literally keeps coming up and going down. And we've talked about this before. I know we have. Because it's trapped in the heart. If you really want to address this hysterical energy that's trapped inside of you, understand it is how the moment you feel any insecurity, your body does this. So you're going to go in and hold L1D, left wrist, first position. You're going to put your thumb right there, finger in the palm, okay? And you're going to place your hand and you're going to feel and think what I said. You're going to write it down and you're going to, oh my God, yes, I do remember this. And even if your memory is patchy and you don't remember it, you can remember the feeling of now, which is a live meditation. You're living it. You're like, oh, okay, there's something in my house. There's a goober here. That's what you're going to focus on, because your memories are saying that it's still happening. Your body's emotion is in your heart is saying it's still happening. I don't care if those people out of your life, your body is saying it's still happening. So you keep your hand there, and anytime you start to feel, put your hand, hold that position, okay? Because you had this happen more than once, and the overtime hopelessness was something that was like, oh my God, it's just not going to stop. And it's like, you're hopeless. I'm going to try to stop. I'm going to stop. And even though you got away, even though you're not in that position, your body is still saying, overtime hopelessness. Okay? That's what's happening. And you need to allow yourself to start healing that heart. All right? Start healing that heart. You can do this. You can do this. Okay. Now, Amy, who did we say the second one was, because that other girl was not here?
CJ.
That's what I just did. She can't have both.
No, Vashti.
Vashti. All right, Vashti. Wherever you're at, hon. Let's do this. And I'm assuming it has to do probably with your brother. We're going to go a little bit further. Did we give Cecilia Mary a 1 minute?
Yes. 2:47 is the timestamp.
2:47 is the timestamp. So your timestamp when the show's over, or you can do it probably during the show. I don't know if you can. You're set 2:47. Just so you know, we read you already. Vashti. Okay. I'm going to set the timer up and let's go. I'm here. So he is here. Now, Vashti, again, there's a pattern of behavior, a mannerism. It is part of what's called the dark night of the soul. He says, now that now that he made you win, oh, clever. The dark night of the soul, the best way to explain it. Hey, Aim.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain what a dark night of the soul is to you, since you've had to just basically freshly go through it.
Dark night of the soul is where your ego takes and runs all over you, and you cannot get out of it for nothing.
Do you know that you're in it?
No, not really.
Only when I started to point it out.
Right.
And it'll pull you back in to keep doing the same patterns, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And the dark night of the soul is you just can't see it. You just can't. You're like, I can't see what you're talking. And then, but there's bits and pieces. And when you start to begin to start seeing it, is that what you did?
Mhm.
And then when you were able to see it, was like hurtful? Did they make sense? Did
It started to make sense, but before I realized that I was in the dark night of the soul, everything hurt.
and was it hard to get out once you started to awaken to it?
No.
But it's taking that time for the unconscious to come
Yeah.
forward.
It takes time, but it's not hard to get out of it, so to say.
But because you use tools.
Right. If you don't have tools, then pretty much.
Tonight you're going to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And part of that dark night of the soul will begin to, when you start to go back to sleep, you will actually begin to go on a wave, which means your spirituality is here and you start to drift. And you're like, all your excuses, all of your reasons, all of this, you don't even know you're doing any of this until you start to see it. One of the big things that Amy was looking at, she was like, oh my God. It was a pattern of how she was when she was a little child and how she had learned to make friends and learn how to do things was no longer serving her, making her lose power, causing her to feel like she had to be in fear. And then she started to see the pattern. She's like, no, it's almost one of those that you're almost shamed that you have some of these patterns and you're like, please don't let anybody see them.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Right.
But she started to re-raise her inner child's emotional intelligence. And then all of a sudden it breaks free. And you start to realize that you can be the age that you really are. Does that make sense? That's what it is. Now, that is what your brother was trying to say earlier, is that these moments have put you in a state of where your mind thinks, and it's time, he says, and there are such deep feelings of this, it makes you feel like you're hopeless. It just means you can't see the light. And it's not the same light that I see, sis. It's like, but the light of hope is that it's possible. And you're not putting an ing on it where the ego says, oh, you're just hoping. No, you're removing the ing and you are actually seeing there is a light. I'm aiming for that. No one stop me. I'm going for it. And then all of a sudden this darkness becomes less. It's like all of a sudden you go into a room and it's dark and you flick on the switch. What happens to the dark? It transforms it. It doesn't kill it, doesn't destroy it. It transforms it. And that is what we do when we use healing tools to help transform the emotions that makes have these beliefs, and you can become a stronger, healthier person. He says, where's your lust for life? Where's that little bit of lust that's meant to go so far? He says, you have a stubbornness in you. He said stubborn streak. He says, I know, and he's pointing at me, I know what you mean. Because when I use the word stubborn, we're just mad that, or my husband used to say I was stubborn because I wouldn't do what he wanted. And I'm like, ain't gonna happen, dude, because this is where I'm gonna own stubbornness, because I'm not pleasing your ass. And he says, but there's a stubbornness in you that you say you can't do something or don't want to do something is because your heart's broken. Because that energy of pain invaded it. He says, give her that. He says, take your left wrist, that first position, push it in, finger here, and then you sit there and you work on that heart that's broken. The answers. I gotta have answers. I gotta have answers. And he says, I had to go the way I did because I asked for that experience because I wanted to. And he says, I got lots to learn. I got lots to learn. And that's true. I'll give her that one. trying to save me only created you to take on karma, me not to learn how to get past my karma. And I know, he says, I know that when I come back through, I'm going to have to work on that same shit. You know that. He says, but I keep rooting for myself that I'm going to make it through next time. He says, we've traveled many times together. Okay, everybody's all quiet. I have no idea if anybody hears me. I feel all alone.
I'm still here.
Well, I don't see you. Like, I don't see anybody in the room. I can't see myself. I feel like, what?
Now you can see me.
That's what I need you for, too.
I love you, Brenda.
I love you, too. Where's everybody? Is everybody there? Anybody there? Hello? Okay. We did the 1 minute reads. We've done all this.
Oh, we have one more.
Oh, we got one more.
I believe she's a newbie, Holly.
Holly. What's the last name?
Vore, V-O-R-E.
Okay, Holly. Holly. Okay, so C-E-C-E-L-I-A, Mary. We gave you a reading already. The timestamp was 2:45?
2:47.
2:47. I'm going to write this. Ooh, what's that? Okay, anyways.
Are you back?
We gave you a reading. Please rewatch the show. And your timestamp of your reading is 2:47. That's 2 hours and 47 minutes. Okay. Oh, there we go. Sending. Holly, wonderful. Okay. I don't know what room she's in, but here we go.
I don't either.
Oh, that ain't gonna work. There we go. Miss Holly. Okay. Miss Holly. And here we go. Oh, relationships. All right, we'll go right to cards. The relationship is this. They're saying, boom. Oh, flirt. Flirting. What has flirting got to do with it? It learns how to express your love. And you can feel cutesy. And then they said, but you have to be careful what you're attracting. So you need to notice what, ooh, so somebody said, oh, be careful what you put out there. So I hear someone's voice that's kind of negative. And all I can say is learn different flirting styles. Learn what your intention is. Is it so that you can feel good, you can be happy? Is it to get a date? Whatever it says, but you have to heal some family issues because they're in your head, which interferes with you learning to find yourself, make your own mistakes, and do what you need to do. They said that you are the one. It's funny. You can be the one. Instead of looking for he could be the one, it is you are the one. There's a part of you that says, I'm ready. I'm so ready to, and that is, you heal that shit out, you start being the one, you retract out and bring in that wonderful energy. Okay? Or is that it?
That is it, I believe. Yes. Okay.
All right. So remember, hit the love button. And if you shared, and if Spirit tells Facebook to let me do it, I will be putting cards out there, not for everybody, but whoever Spirit picks. And that's one of the fun things, because you never know if you're going to wake up and get a card in your mail. So just be aware that that's one of the things we do. And if you want to learn more about spirituality, please join the tribal unit, because there's different, if you can't afford it or if you just want to start. Melinda says, wow, still on? Yes, you just took your dog for a walk. I'm getting off right now, young lady. I am. Okay. We are the one.
This is a short show, Brenda.
What's that?
This is a short show, only 3 hours and 19 minutes.
Oh, this is a short show, but Melinda's right. We are the one we've been looking for. That is probably the words that I've been trying to say. But yes, come join us. Learn how to become a spiritual human. Learn how to heal your shit. Learn how to resolve to evolve. Learn how to what?
Heal instead of deal.
And feel it to heal it. And
you can heal that.
Yes, and always please remember to stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
All right. Talk to you later. Now we get to figure out how to exit out of YouTube. Oh, this is weird. How do you get out of this?
Live stream maybe? I don't know.
Well, I want to say end it, but there's like no button to end it. I don't know how I'm supposed to end it. Okay, I will try to end it through Zoom. Let's see what happens there. Oh, that's cute. How do you end it? Stop live stream. Yay, we got it. Okay.